welcome for the last time on a Wednesday night, the Edgewater Screen World Series of eRacing. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Wes Rowdy Hogue. With me, I have Paul Showtime Strickland Jr., as well as the voice of short track racing here in Florida, Ryan Stevens. And Ryan, we are here one last time, the finale of the Edgewater Screens World Series of eRacing. How you doing tonight, buddy?
I'm doing good, man. This is it. This is the last race of the series, and I can't help but chuckle. I hope you do that every single time. I've heard it a bunch of times. I hope you do the whole hand motion thing every single time you say those words. Because
Well, you know, I have a kind of a little side thing called it's a different broadcasting thing I'm going to be doing while Vidane's taking a break to revamp our stuff. I'm kind of doing something a little bit on the side. I'm going to have my webcam live when I do it, so you'll see me just having some fun, man. I gotta have some fun. We're excited. We're pumped. We got a points lead, Ryan, that is separated by one point tonight, man.
1 point. I just was looking at the points. I'm like, all right, I got to refresh, and I knew it was close, but yeah, it is 1 point. I mean, Ryan Matthews, Ryan Borges. I'm confident when I say this, but I believe one of our Ryans will win the championship tonight.
You know what? I think that's a
safe bet, right?
A safe bet. We can go with that. I agree with you, Ryan. First of all, I gotta say thank you for coming here each and every Wednesday night.
Yeah, man. Listen, this has been fun. This side of things has been fun. There's been some unnecessary drama, but hey, if you run a racetrack, if you are involved in a race team, if you're an announcer, you're going to have drama. Welcome to racing. I mean, I feel like racing is full of drama no matter what you do. So it doesn't matter, man. I'm here to watch some great virtual racing here at USA International Speedway tonight. Last week's race, I mean, it took the cake and really made the decision to come over to this track to finish off the series the right move. And hopefully we see just as great a race tonight, but different cars tonight racing the super lates.
You know, Ryan, I feel like moving over to USA International Speedway really changed a lot last week. It's a track these drivers weren't exactly used to. It's a track that's a little wider, a little bit more racy than what we had in the past. And it allows for a little bit more action where you can bump someone a little bit easier with less banking. They're able to control it and keep going. So we've seen less cautions. Now, I got to ask you here, who's your money on? Borges or Matthews?
I think it's got to be Matthews. I mean, Ryan Borges has done a great job, but Ryan Matthews, he's been the guy. He's won so many of these races. Last week with the new setup and him going to the back, I think it kind of cost him, but it makes it good for us because we get to see a great race here right down to the end. But my money is on Ryan Matthews. He's been, let me go look at the stats real quick. He has 4 wins, 4 top 5s, and 7 top 10s in the 8 starts that he's made, whereas Ryan Borges 0 wins, but 7 top 5s. So, I mean, we're talking 1 point here, folks. So it really could go either way, to be honest with you. But my money's on Matthews. He's got the iRacing experience. It really hasn't mattered what we've thrown at him during this World Series, whether it be late models, what else we run? The street stocks, the modified that one night. It doesn't matter. Even switching tracks hasn't really mattered. It hurt him last week, but I think he rebounds tonight. And I think Ryan Matthews, you know what? I say he wins the race and the championship.
That's a bold statement, Ryan, because both drivers know how to qualify. They know how to get it done in queue. I'm not too sure if we have an invert tonight. Just checking in on that right now. I believe actually, looking at it, we might have, yes, top 6 will actually be inverted tonight. So that's not a big invert. That's just a top 6. He's gone from 6th to 1st before within 5 laps. So I don't think that's going to be a big problem. Something we tried last week was starting the top 3 in points in the back and making them drive up. We're not going to do that tonight.
Yeah, you know, I feel like things are close enough where let them qualify, do your invert, start them how they run. Again, we lock in the top 10 in qualifying, then we run heat races to determine the rest of the starting lineup. The top 6 invert, if Ryan Matthews is fast, it'll put him kind of mid-pack for a couple of laps, but he'll be right up there. I expect Ryan and Ryan to both qualify well tonight, probably both hit the invert, and kind of be the guys to watch. If Eric Purcell's in the server tonight, he's going to be another guy. Blake Klauser's been up there. Anthony Sergi has won races. We might be talking about one of those guys going to victory lane, but we got to keep our eye on throughout the night, Wes. Ryan Matthews, Ryan Borges, those two are going to be the big players, and we're going to be talking about them a lot. And hey, we saw a great truck race on Monday night here on VidaneTV. Kind of mix things up in that series a little bit. We might see the same thing here tonight. So I'm excited to see how this all plays out. The final event after 9 weeks of doing this, I can't believe it. 9 weeks has come and gone. It feels like time has stood still here. I can't believe we've gone through 9 weeks of this, but here we are. The finale is what it all comes down to. And we couldn't have scripted it any better. 1 point between the two Ryans. Get out of here.
And speaking of that, we got to thank our sponsors that have been here with us. They've been here with us for a while now, all 9 weeks. First of all, Russell Bonanza, I've been trying to get a hold of him. I haven't yet to get a hold of him, and I still continue to try to get a hold of him. He owns Edgewater Screens. He is the man that forked over the prize money for tonight. That's another thing. The winner of the championship is getting 500 smackers. So
that's good
I
money
believe
right there.
I got Russell on the line. Russell, do you got just a couple seconds for us?
Oh, yeah, absolutely, Wes. Anything for you, bud.
All right, Russell, we are here live at the pre-show. This is the finale tonight. 1 point separates Ryan Matthews and Ryan Borges tonight. It comes down the line. But, man, we wanted to call you. We wanted to say thank you for being the title sponsor. Thank you for forking over the dough to pay us our winner tonight and everything that you've done for not only these competitors, but VidaneTV and the viewers and fans.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I didn't know the points battle was that close. And
yeah,
I knew there was a shakeup last week with the the wrecks and stuff like that, and so close race in there. But yeah, absolutely, man. I appreciate the opportunity for sponsoring this year, and all the rest of the sponsors that came along, and all the racers that participated. I'm getting a lot of feedback, and I had a person actually messaged me today and said thank you for sponsoring, and especially thank you to you guys, Ryan, Paul, and of course you, Wes, for putting this thing together. It was really awesome.
When we came up with this idea, you and I got contact the day of this series starting. First time I was in contact with you was 9 weeks ago today. We had a short conversation around 10, 11 a.m., and we got the job done. We got the deal done, and this by far has been a great partnership, and we hope to work with you in the future as well. But now, Russell, are you going to have any time tonight to watch this action?
Yeah, absolutely. I just got done actually playing golf. I work today. Don't get me wrong. I'm today.
So. Well, we hear that golf.
But I did absolutely just play a quick 9 rounds at the chamber here, our local chamber golf league, and we actually did 2 jobs today. We did a rescreen up in Ormond, and we did a small fill-in over there in the new subdivision in Venetian Bay, New Smyrna. And I'll definitely be tuning in to watch the finale. 1 point, that's a heated battle. So everybody's going to be shooting and gunning for tonight. So looking forward to it.
Man, and believe me, we are too. I've been looking forward to this week for many reasons, and this being one of them. Russell, just real quickly, while we still got just a couple more minutes here, let these fans know and these viewers know how can they book Edgewater Screens for all their screening needs.
Well, I appreciate that, and our most clients do contact us by phone. We still use the phone book. You can pick up any local phone book, Volusia County, anywhere in Volusia County, and look us up. Edgewater Screen.
Is that brick that I use underneath my coffee table to make it even so it doesn't wobble?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, those old dusty books you got to. Well, we don't. They're really not dusty anymore because they hand them out like every year now. So, but yeah, we still use the phone book and everything, and our Facebook has really started taking off. A lot of it has been inspired by the racing events and all that stuff, and never knew social media would be a good outlet for that, but it's starting to take off a little bit more. I'm more of an old school kind of guy, so but yeah, it's been fun doing that. My wife's been really kicking in a lot with the Facebook, and my secretary, and she's really good at that too. But yeah, we're here local here in Edgewater. We are sitting here waiting to do some rescreens for you. Take care of all those holes that you have, especially with hurricane season coming up. I hope we don't get one. But if your pool cage is looking kind of shabby and is in need of repair or rescreen, just give us a call, 386-428-8490. I appreciate the plug.
All right, man. You know what? We appreciate all the help that you've done for us as well. Again, I know this is going to be a long lasting relationship. Can't wait till next time I'm able to get further down there. You and I could probably play a round of golf, have a couple daddy sodas, talk a little bit of racing, talk a little bit of business, and enjoy this Florida summer once life gets back to normal. But man, again, we thank you so much for all of your support. Honestly, without you and giving these drivers something to race for, I don't know if it would have been as successful as it has been. So again, thank you so much, Russell.
That's very kind of you. I appreciate it. And I can't thank you guys enough. I do remember that conversation that day, and it's been a pleasure. It's been my pleasure, man. It's been a blessing to me, and the opportunity that everybody has during this time. This has been a rough patch for everybody. And so I just I'm glad I'm part of what's going on with y'all's VidaneTV and everything. It makes a big impact in the racing sim world there.
Thank you again, man. We're about to we got a couple more minutes to wrap it up here, then we're gonna get back on racing. Remember, you can find us at VidaneTV. You better watch this battle now.
Thanks, Les.
All right, buddy. All right, guys. That was Russell Bonanza, the owner of Edgewater Screens. They're in Central Florida. They're there for all your screening needs. They are the title sponsor for this series. So really, really cool to be able to get him on the line. So, but that wasn't our only sponsor. As well as you can see at the bottom of our screen here, we have a couple more sponsors on as well. We got Shed Life Shed Movers. They're a proud sponsor of VidaneTV, as well as AWS Roofing Services. We got to thank the James Adams Pressure Washing Company, as you can see here at the bottom of the screen as well. All his information. Sunshine State Racing, been amazing for us. You can find all your racing needs here in Florida at Sunshine State Racing, dirt, asphalt, whatever it may be. They cover it. The Florida Pro Truck Challenge Series, the actual Florida Pro Trucks, not what I'm talking about that you see on Monday nights. The actual series, great supporters of us as well. Rowdy's Dipping Services, of course. Number one, liquid wrap services in Florida for all your vehicle liquid wrap service needs. Cage Gauge, if you're building a race car, if you're building a cage to your car, Cage Gauge is who you need to help build that car sufficiently and safely. So thank you all again. Ryan, the time has come. It's time to rock and roll, buddy. About 10 minutes until we start qualifying.
It is, man. It's time to settle this. I mean, this is what we've been building up for. If you would have told me on week one that we'd get here to the end of this thing and we'd have a 1-point championship battle, I wouldn't believe you. I say, well, we'll see about that. But here we are, final night, 1 point. Sometimes you get to the end of a championship battle and it's more of a, well, let's get through this. We know who's going to win the championship. Let's get the trophy ready. But we don't know tonight. It could literally come down to one position on the racetrack, last lap. Leading laps is going to matter tonight. Leading the most laps is going to matter tonight. Qualifying is going to matter. The heat races are going to matter. It all matters here on the final night of this Edgewater Screen eWorld Series. And all the sponsors that you just mentioned, Wes, can't thank them enough for coming on board and doing this, supporting what we're doing here. Again, this all came together to kind of put on some entertainment during quarantine. Thankfully, things are somewhat getting back to normal. For how long, who knows? Maybe if things keep going the way they're going, maybe we're back on here as our only outlet for racing for the time being, but let's hope not. The tracks are back up and running. Tracks are having great turnouts and great car counts. Let's hope everybody stays safe out there so that we have this outlet to turn to as an alternative, but not our only outlet for stock car racing or just racing in general here. You guys did a great job building your brand here. You guys have racing going on all the time. So if you like this kind of stuff, subscribe here to VidaneTV. and you can watch all kinds of great racing. But support your local short tracks. Be safe when you go to them. If you don't feel good, please stay home. We had a couple of drivers at the track I work at that did stay home last week because they may have been exposed to something and they didn't want to pass it on. So just be smart, be safe, so we can keep doing this. But you guys here at VidaneTV, you're building, you're getting all kinds of stuff. I mean, every time I go on Facebook, there's something going on with VidaneTV. So there's plenty of options, and let's just hope everybody stays safe and get ready to enjoy this final race.
Yeah, we're about to take a couple weeks after this is all said and done this week to, I guess,
Yeah, you guys deserve a break for sure.
So Ryan, here on the line that I'm getting now, I'm going to get our championship contender Ryan Borges. We're going to do a quick interview with him as well. We're going to try to catch up with Ryan Matthews too. So we're dialing in Ryan Borges right now. Mr. Borges, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, man. Tonight's the night. You've done one hell of a job all season long, doing what it takes to keep yourself in championship contention. We threw you a curveball last week, and that curveball was starting from the rear with Ryan Matthews. And once it's all said and done, you're only down by 1 point. Ryan, what's it going to take tonight to bring home that championship and that $500?
It's definitely going to be tough, no doubt about that, because Super is definitely Ryan Matthews' bread and butter. But I definitely like USA Speedway. I feel like he had everyone's number at New Smyrna over there with the basically every car. But at USA, I feel like I'm maybe a little more competitive. I mean, looking at practice right now, we're basically in a dead heat up top the charts. So it should be just as competitive as the last race, and just gotta qualify well, stay out of trouble, play the strategy right, and hopefully end up in front of him at the end.
And I'm going to try to kind of show fans right here what we're talking about. As you're saying, you guys are at a dead heap. I'm trying to turn things around. It's not going to work like that. It's not going to let me do that. When he says dead heap, he means it. They're tied right now in practice speeds at 19.882, both Ryan Borges and Matthews. So that's interesting. Ryan, I know the nerves got to be there. I know it's just sim racing. It's not the real thing, but we're all competitors. We all want to win. We all want to get this done. We all want to be at the top of the boards, either it's virtual or reality, and you have an opportunity to do that tonight.
Yeah, I mean, even though it's not real race cars, I mean, we're still racing for a championship here and racing for some pretty good money thanks to all the sponsors. So, yeah, I mean, the nerves are, not going to lie, I'm a little nervous. Definitely want to get that win. Even though I haven't actually won a race in the series, we've been super, super consistent basically throughout the whole thing, and capitalizing a couple bad races by Matthews, even though he's definitely won the majority of the races. But we'll see if maybe I could get my first win here tonight and take home the championship. That'd be pretty cool.
You know, that's what we all shoot for. So, all right, Ryan, we'll let you get back to practice. You got about 9 minutes left. Good luck tonight, and man, hopefully we can see both of you have a solid race and get a hold of you after 100 laps is up.
Yeah, hope so. Hope to talk to you later.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Ryan Borges, and we're still trying to get a hold of Ryan Matthews. But man, he wasn't lying. The points battle is 1 point. They're tied in practice right now. We have a very small car count, which is expected. When your season starts to dwindle down, less people show up, and that's okay. We're at 19 cars currently, possibly more to come. We still got about 9 minutes to go. So still a nice sized field these drivers are going to have to fight through.
Wes, this reminds me of the Real World Series that we had at New Smyrna a couple of years ago. We had Sam Mayer and Stephen Nasse basically neck and neck going into the final race. I think it was maybe 4 or 5 points separating the two. And Stephen Nasse ended up winning a championship by 1 point. So this is the kind of drama that you build, that you want at the end of this. And it's crazy that we've gotten, especially with how good Ryan Matthews has been. But it shows you the consistency of Ryan Borges has kept him in this hunt. A great run last week, closed the gap. I think what's been so interesting is the different types of cars that we've run, from the street stocks to the modifieds, late models, the classic 87 style cars that we ran. That's kept a lot of people in the mix and really mixed things up. So tonight. And guys, don't forget, we just talked to Russell from Edgewater Screen. There's $500 on the line, so there's a lot up for grabs, a lot to win, a lot to lose for somebody.
All right,
and,
so
who knows
one second here, Ryan Stevens. We do have a Ryan Matthews on the line. Don't mean to cut you off. Ryan Matthews, you there? You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. You got one. You led the points, I think, for 8 weeks. You didn't have a good week one. After that, you went on a run, and now here we are, week 9, 1 point lead. 1 point lead. What's going to take to bring home that $500?
Yeah, you just got to be consistent and stay out of the trouble and hopefully just be there at the end. Looking at practice times, me and Ryan are like, we were dead even on times, but so we're both pretty good. It's going to be a really close race, you know, and with that, we get an extra set of tires this race, so that'll kind of throw in a little bit of a curveball, see who stays out and who takes the tires. But just got to be consistent and smart. And
something that you leaders, nobody knows yet. There is an invert tonight, but you're not having to start from the rear. It's only the top 6. But we have a smaller field here tonight. You're not going to have to. I think we're going to have a longer green flag runs. Do you think that's going to play into your hand? Will that be a benefit or disadvantage having those longer green flag runs?
Yeah, definitely. You know, it's USA is really good. A really good track to race side by side at. You can hold them off on the outside, so it's going to be pretty tough to pass. I feel like so. Obviously, the long runs, you just got to be careful with burning off your tires and all that. Trying to save a little bit for the end if it stays green. But with if we do get a bunch of cautions, it's going to be pretty interesting to watch the restarts because, you know, this isn't like New Smyrna where the top is the dominant lane. So,
man, you know, we can't do anything but wish you the best of luck. I don't really have a bias here. We all have our picks. Ryan Stevens has gone with Ryan Matthews. I am going with the underdog Ryan Borgs because I'm an underdog guy. Sorry, Mr. Matthews, but you've dominated this whole damn thing. I can't help but want to see the underdog succeed. But at the end of the day, you both are two awesome gentlemen. You both have shown nothing but class all season long. You both driven your hearts out, and I can't thank you enough for the time and the effort that you've put in with us. So, man, I'm going to let you turn a couple more practice laps, and we're going to wrap this up, and you're going to shoot over the qualifying.
Yeah, I just got to thank VidaneTV and Edgewater Screens for putting all this on, and especially all the other sponsors out there. Really appreciate it.
All right, man. Good luck, brother. We'll talk to you soon. All right, so that was Ryan Matthews. So we're going to wrap things up here and get things ready to rock and roll. We're going to jump back into the broadcast booth, and Paul's going to go in the production trailer. Mr. Paul Strickland Jr., we got to thank him. He's the gentleman that makes all these beautiful photos or these beautiful
and the replays. We couldn't do the replays without him.
Yeah, you know what? We couldn't without him giving us at least one 100%, one absolutely, and one easy enough for me to say. A race would not be official without Paul Strickland. So
shots fired. Damn.
So I don't know if we can hear you, Paul. Can you say something real fast, man? You are the guy behind this all.
Yeah, man. It's been cool. You know, we started this deal back in early March, mid-March, and we kind of signed on with the trucks and the World E Series of racing kind of at the same time. At the same time, we jumped on with Tim Squatter Motorsports. Got to give a shout out to Tim Terry as well, because they're actually going to be the third champion we crowned this week on VidaneTV. So, you know, it's been awesome, and it's cool that we got a little bit of money on the line, some coin for these drivers as they've kind of entertained the masses. Nobody's been able to go to the racetrack or anything like that. There's been no sports, no wrestling, no football. XFL just completely demolished itself. So, you know, it's been cool to be able to kind of put on a show for people to watch, and these drivers have put on a show every single week. So pretty excited about that. Pretty excited to wrap up the championship here tonight, and looking forward to the future. We got some stuff worked out. We got a couple of races to finish out the week, taking a couple of weeks off. There's Wes's face. Yeah. There he is. That's the rowdy cam over there. And we're gonna start putting that live on all the shows.
Don't do that. You probably shouldn't do that. You'll lose all your sponsors.
And we'll put up a drink counter as well for the production trailer as well as the broadcast booth. But just want to thank all the drivers, all the sponsors, everybody that kind of came out and helped us out over the past couple of months. We got some cool stuff in the works, and one of the things we're working on right now, a couple of invitational races. Got a super speedway deal in the works, a short track deal in the works, and a team deal in the works. So pretty excited about that.
All right, guys, I got to roll. I got to do the driver's meeting.
Yes.
Thank you, guys.
Go do that.
All you viewers, we love you. Thank you so much. Stay tuned in for us. We're not going anywhere. Just because this series over does not mean we are. We got a lot of stuff coming in the future. VidaneTV is here.
Yes, and go grab some daddy sodas, as they would say, and get ready to settle this championship here tonight. We'll be back with you here on the other side for the start of today's race, the championship for the World Series coming your way. Stay tuned.
Living with anxiety or depression can make everyday situations and interactions seem impossible, and getting the right help can be expensive and inconvenient. We're changing that with Tranquility. Our program follows the highly effective gold standard, cognitive behavioral therapy, which helps people change negative thoughts and unhelpful behaviors by teaching them skills to practice in real life. Using Tranquility is convenient. You can move at your own pace from your phone or computer, and you don't have to do it alone. Your one-on-one.
And we are back here at VidaneTV. My name is Wes Rowdy Hogue, and I should probably not be staring into my webcam because it's shut off now. Daddy Soda's engaged. We are here. We are ready to get rock and rolling. We got qualifying. We got a couple heats. We got a consi that will be irrelevant. And then we got a 100-lap feature here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. The top 10 from tonight in qualifying will move straight on to the feature. The next 9 or 10, however, showed up here tonight, will be figured out through these final heat races. So, Ryan, you ready to get rocking and rolling here?
Yeah, man, let's do this. Let's get to it. If you can, on that console, just hit the accelerate time button. Let's go right on into the future and go straight to that feature. But, guys, we are going to have a great race tonight. Of course, if you were with us for the pre-show, Ryan Matthews, Ryan Borges, 1 point separating the two. They've kind of been the talk of the town in this series over the last 8 weeks, and now we'll see who's going to take the championship tonight. I have a feeling, Wes, things are going to be very interesting tonight. I'm going to go out on a limb right now and say we have a new winner tonight. I don't know who it's going to be. Maybe it's Katuna. I don't know who exactly it's going to be. I think we get a different winner because I think the championship contenders are going to be too busy racing one another that they'll burn up their stuff, and somebody will sneak on by them and pull out an upset win tonight. But that championship battle is going to be where most of the focus will be because they're going to take home the $500 prize money tonight, and they can buy themselves a couple of daddy sodas with that.
Ryan, I'm ready to rock and roll. We're going to try to grab a couple words with these drivers as we
Don't crab them. Don't crab them. That'd be bad.
Well, yes. We're gonna try to get a couple drivers here in the booth that finish up their laps, just so we can say thank you to them for showing up. Get a quick word with them for the drivers that are still here with us. I think we can get Tyler Sontag. Tyler Sontag, you got a copy here, brother?
Hello.
This is the driver that we just did the driver spotlight on. If you haven't checked it out, check out VidaneTV or Vidane.net. We've learned a lot about Tyler the past 9-10 weeks. Tyler, we're here to say thank you for joining us. Thank you for having fun. Thank you for racing with us.
Thanks for putting this on. It's been a lot of fun.
Hey, Tyler, you've been a fan favorite throughout this series. You know, kind of come up with the nickname the Heartbreak Kid. It's reason for that is you got a lot of fans out there, and it seems like you're always in the middle of something. But, man, you have been fun to watch. You've really stolen the show, and, you got that underdog status. So I know a lot of people will be rooting for you. Maybe you'll be that surprise winner tonight.
When you say that Phil Ellis's kids actually cheer for me.
See, and I don't blame them. I would cheer for you over Phil Ellis too.
Is there even an option?
Oh,
Yeah.
everything's an option.
I mean, Tyler Sontag's the clear favorite over Phil.
I wouldn't say that.
Tyler, good luck tonight, man. Again, thank you for everything you've done for us, and I know Ryan has the same sentiments as well.
Thanks, guys. It's been fun.
Go out there and raise some heck, all right?
I'll try.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was the Heartbreak Kid, Tyler Sontag, and now we're going to get a quick word with Jeffrey Gilbo. Gilbo, do you got a copy?
I do. I'm mid-qualifying right now, boys.
Well, way to go, Wes, bringing him on in the middle of his qualifying lap. If he qualifies bad, blame it on Wes.
I just threw him back up into the other room, so I'll wait until he sees a qualifying lap up there. So then I'll bring him in. I don't want to interrupt anybody during their qualifying laps because that's just rude. Oops.
Well, let's talk about the Gilbos. Of course, we learned a lot about them throughout the series. Hell, we couldn't say their name properly for about 3-4 weeks. And then we were talking about the wrong person half the time. Well, I was anyways. His father races the number 29 Sportsman around the state of Florida. Actually had a great top 10 run at New Smyrna. First time back there since 2004 on Saturday. And Jeff, who races with us, works on the Jesse Dutilli Super Late model. Hopefully we'll see them maybe on July 4th. But nonetheless, it's been fun learning about these guys. A lot of new names that we've learned about here throughout this series, and a lot of familiar ones as well.
It has, and now we got Jeffrey here. Jeffrey, you got a copy?
I do.
All right, so right now you're on the bubble, man. Oh, you just got bumped off the bubble. I was going to say, if you qualify right where you were at, you were going to start pole, but Ryan Matthews is at top of the board. We do have
I figured you guys pulled me in, and it kind of messed me up.
Of course.
I knew that was going to be the excuse, man. We want to say thank you for your contribution here. Thank you for your commitment here to VidaneTV. I think you've made all 9 races this season. So, man, hopefully this has been as fun for you as it has been for us.
Absolutely. Everyone here really appreciates all of this. I know you guys had a ton of sponsors. You had a lot of people watching. There's people watching all over the country, so we all do appreciate it.
I think we all heckle each other. We all poke the bear. We all like to have fun, but at the end of the day, I think at the same time, we all have that same camaraderie. We're all race fans, and we all have that same passion to go fast. And we all want to succeed one way or another, if it's in the virtual world or the sim world. So I believe here, are you hitting the grid right now, buddy? Or are you gridding a second heat?
It looks like I might have made it in.
You did. Actually, you're top 10. That's right.
All right.
Look at that.
And so how about while we got a second, we'll call this action here. We keep you in the booth, kind of chit chat with you a little bit.
Absolutely.
All right.
Jeff, it's Ryan up here in the booth. I want to thank you guys for you and your team for coming out this weekend. You guys ended up with a good run, and it was nice to see you on the real track as well.
Absolutely. It was a little more eventful than we wanted, but we had a
yeah.
lot.
But you guys recovered from that spin and got a top 10, and first time back since what, 2004?
I think it was actually 2002.
2002, okay. But yeah, I mean, you guys ran great. Car looked amazing, and like I said, it was great to have you.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, we had a blast. That's a beautiful track, clean facility, some of the best track food I've ever had too.
Well, that's always good. That's a plus. And how about that car count too? I was surprised by that.
Yeah, so were we. We thought there would be probably about 12 to 15 cars with the wheelman race going.
That's what I was thinking too. And then we got close to 20. We had cars out in the street just trying to get in the place. It was crazy, but it was great to see. And I thank you guys for being a part of it.
Oh, anytime.
All right, looks like we are getting ready for the first heat. Super late models here tonight to close out the program here on VidaneTV. We're going to settle our champion tonight. Wes, got that starting lineup for us?
Absolutely. Taking a page out of Paul's book. So starting first will be Jason Miller in the number 86 with the 211 Akiri Morris starting second. Starting third will be David Costello in the 50, and then Eugene Tuminello will be starting fourth in the number 35 ride. Starting fifth, scheduled to start fifth, that is Corey Katuna, who is not fielded yet. And then on the outside will be the 91, that heartbreak kid, Tyler Sontag. Starting seventh will be the 29 of Timmy Walters Jr. The eighth will be Art Hendren in that 64. And then you got Philip Ellis in the 029 rounding out the field next to David Linglinger in the 13, starting 10th. So getting ready to rock and roll here, Ryan. We got some drivers that their names typically don't get called out much, so we're going to see if they can make their way to the front.
Yes, sir. Like I said, could be that surprise winner tonight. Maybe they come out of this heat race. So, Wes,
right.
what is the procedure here tonight? How many are we taking out of the heats? How many are we sending to that glorified practice session after this?
So, unfortunately, because the way that's set up, we always set up to run the consies just in case. You never want to assume that not enough cars are going to show up, so you always want to put those consies on just in case they're needed. So, unfortunately, we will have to run the consies. Ryan, we've had events before where we had one car race the consi before.
Oh, geez.
Who won?
So, the guy won. He almost got passed for the.
It was probably Wes. It was probably a race Wes was in, and he was the odd man out. So,
you know what? That would have probably been fitting. But Ryan, all I do is run super speedways anymore because all I know how to.
You're too good for the short tracks. I got you.
No, I'm not good enough for the short tracks. That's
yep. That makes even more sense.
So I have fun in the super speedways, but no, that's just how the service is set up, unfortunately. And hey,
we started this thing with over 30 guys, and some of them have dropped off and gotten back to the real stuff. We understand, so it is what it is. We'll sit back, we'll have some fun, and we are getting ready to go racing.
And we are green flag here at the USA International Speedway, and the whole shot actually going to Kiri Morris. Haven't gotten to see him race much this season. He's only made it here a couple times so far, and that will put Jason Miller in second, Eugene Tuminello in third. Now, here on these starts here, Jeffrey, when you're getting down in these starts and they're rock and rolling off the bat, especially in these heat races, what's your typical state of mind?
You guys can see a bunch of us are usually in a little group together, and we always try to figure out what gear we're going to start.
1 second, Jeff. We actually have a caution on the track. The 29 of Phil Ellis, the 29 of Timmy Walters Jr. got really loose and wrecked it, and collected the 13 involved in the back, as well as Art Hendren. So continue, please.
But yeah, we're always just trying to figure out what gear everyone's going to start in, and you always, no matter what, always keep your eye on the leader to make sure you fire when they fire. But you always pray the guy behind you is not going to run you over, and that's pretty much that. It's very stressful.
It absolutely is. Me coming from the world of super speedways, usually the starts are the most relaxing because everybody knows when the leader's going to go. Everybody knows when it's time to roll, and you're unless it's a green white checkered or there's less than 5 to go or something like that, you're just kind of sitting and riding. Here in a short track, it's the opposite. The restarts are the most exciting.
Yeah, that's where you want to get all your passing done. It's where you're going to pass the most cars realistically on the track.
And Ryan, I'm calling the races with you up in the booth. That's when you and I are typically leaning on each other most times during those restarts, and it's usually, who is Mike Amato going to make contact with?
Well, dude, I'm telling you, the restarts, it mixes so many things up, and I can't tell you how many times we've seen it at the real track. Even here, you have someone who's got a half a second lead on the rest of the field. Caution comes out with 2 to go. They don't even end up with a top 5. And that's just the way that the dice roll happens sometimes. And that's why, no matter what's going on, it is never over until it's over. one caution flag, one wrong move on the racetrack changes everything, and that one wrong move could come on a restart. And like Jeff said, he made a good point there. That is the best spot to get positions. That is the closest these guys are going to be together as far as the whole pack goes at any given point. So if you're 8th and you can get 2 or 3 of them on a restart, that's probably your best chance to pass. So we're going to see one here in a lap or two, as this heat is under yellow. The caution laps do count here. So we're going to have about 5 or 6 laps to try to settle this one after the early spin and crash from Timmy Walters.
All right, so next time around, we should be 1 to go. Kerry Morris will be your leader. We got 12-lap heat races here. We're only having 1 heat race, I believe, Ryan. So that makes up for that Conti. There is only 1 heat race tonight, so we don't have to live out 2 heat races in the Conti. That Conti, I guess, is just going to be kind of probably a practice race for a couple drivers to make sure they get enough practice time. There's a few drivers that came in here late that could probably use that extra 20 laps.
Absolutely. And, the top 10 were locked in for qualifying, and they just get to sit back like Jeffrey up here in the booth with us and kick back and watch and see how the rest of the competition stacks up. And some of these guys are going to move on. The rest of them will go to that Conci, and, we'll just have a little bit of fun during it, see what happens.
Jeffrey, I got a question for you, man. How different is running this track in New Smyrna Speedway where we were running prior? What's your experience? What's the differences?
I mean, they're pretty similar in size. The most obvious difference is the corner size. This has long sweeping corners, and New Smyrna has very tight, high banked corners. So you drive it a little differently. I'm sure you guys noticed throughout the weeks at New Smyrna, we would all try to get to the high side of the track. Here, you want to get to the bottom, and you want to keep it on the bottom.
Yeah, and we noticed at New Smyrna, sorry, Wes, we noticed at New Smyrna kind of once you guys got into your groove, you got some space, it was really, really tough to pass because you couldn't go to that extreme outside and the inside wasn't very good. Here, it's kind of like the old Bristol, the old bump and run comes in. You got to get on that bottom groove and root and gouge your way up to the front.
Exactly. It's a hard place to pass for sure.
All right, and we are green flag racing. This time, Jason Miller will get the whole shot in that number 86 machine, pinning Kerry Morris to the bottom. Eugene Tuminello, though, in that 35, he wants to go fast, and he looked on the outside there to try to make a move, and however, nothing there for him. He's now side-by-side with David Costello coming out of 4.
Eugene Tuminello, a super stock regular on the big old high bank track we were just talking about. He guaranteed me he was going to win a couple weeks ago, and I'll just hold him to it this week here. But the 35 looking good. Here comes the Heartbreak Kid, Tyler Sontag with a run up off the corner. And Ellis crosses him over. Going to go down to that bottom. And Sontag gives him the room. If this were at New Smyrna, it's 91, probably still have that spot. But the 29, that beautiful looking car, made a great move down there to take that spot. Just 3 laps to go here in the lone heat race tonight, Wes.
Some awesome looking cars out here, Ryan.
They really are.
They're also, I don't remember who it was. We'll see it tonight, but there's a great David Rogers tribute car as well that's out there.
Oh! Whoa!
Sontag with the bump and run to Philip Ellis.
That's one way to make the pass. There's Sontag up past Ellis, and I'm glad you mentioned David Rogers. Of course, I want to give a shout out to the David Rogers team and family. He had his great memorial service on Monday. It was fantastic. If you couldn't make it, go to Defeat It David on Facebook, and you can watch it back.
Now, just to reiterate, that's Defeat It David Defeat It David on Facebook, correct?
Correct. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, then I watched a little bit of that feed, man, and that was moving. Even if you didn't know him personally, you could tell that man was man.
He meant a lot to a lot of people.
Yes, sir. But back on the track here, Jason Miller will bring home the win here in this heat race, followed up by Kerry Morris, David Costello, Eugene Tuminello, and running at your top 5 will be Tyler Sontag. So, all right, Jeffrey, go hop in your car. We're going to call your action. Good luck tonight, buddy.
Thank you.
All right, folks. So that's going to wrap it up for the heat. Now, not to downplay any of the excitement here, but pretty much everybody going to qualify tonight. So there wasn't a whole lot to shoot for there, except you wanted to be in the top half dozen or so to make it into the race, so you didn't have to run this one. But to everybody who didn't just qualify, from Eugene Tuminello on back, looks like we're going to have 7 cars for this Conci here tonight. And again, just in case you haven't been with us, Top 10 in qualifying locked in. Invert of 6 for the feature. Looks like the top 3 or 4 just qualified their way in through the heat, and this Consi is going to set the rest of the starting field. So the further up you finish, the further up you'll start. The further back you go, the more cars you're going to have to pass in the feature tonight.
I have Philip Ellis here with us. Philip, you got a copy?
What's going on, boys?
I see you kind of got the bump and run there by the 91 of Sontag. You guys have a little bit of history from prior races. Tell the viewers a little bit about that.
Don't really expect anything different from him. That's the way he drives. So, Tyler and I have a lot of respect for each other. And
now
we were both in, so it's kind of, we're just messing around at this point.
And Phil, now he's right up in front of you for this Consi. I'm sure you'll give it right back to him if you get the chance.
Oh, you're damn right. I'll send it down in the corner. I don't care who it is in front of me.
All right. Well, you guys are going to make this extra race a little bit more entertaining tonight for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll
Once
put you
again,
back up there.
I appreciate everything you guys do. This thing's been great for the last couple weeks. So appreciate everything you guys do, and you guys are doing a great job.
Yes, sir. Well, thank you for being here.
All right, we're going to put Phil back up into his room so he can focus on not punting the 91. Hint, hint.
Oh, he's going to now, and I'll be disappointed if he doesn't. No offense to the Heartbreak Kid. I love all these guys, but we're going to get some entertainment, I think.
We got some great personalities here. We really do. I've learned so much about these guys and just getting to know them and who they are off the track. It's been fun. Hold on. Let's add some fuel to the fire. Hey, Tyler, real quickly. Phil said he's gonna punch you into turn 1. You might want to watch out here, buddy. You got me, Tyler?
Yes.
Yep. You better watch your mirror here going into 1.
Well, I wouldn't doubt it.
I knew it. They both think the same way.
I just had to stir the pot a little bit there. I had to throw him back up into it.
Now you watch. Tyler will go way up to the wall. So can't get him.
You got to have fun with these guys, man. You got to have fun with them. So the green flag is out. Eugene Tuminello is your leader.
Hey, if I'm Eugene Tuminello, I'm getting the hell away from those guys.
Tyler Sontag hot on his heels, though, coming through 1 and 2. He's got his a couple of heat races this season. He's looking for a Consi win here, 20 laps of action we're going to see, which is basically an extra practice. There has a little bit of and a little bit of Eugene has a little bit of qualification where they're going to start for the feature has some consequences with that, but a lot of this is going to be practice. And look at Tyler.
Oh man, we're going to ride with Tyler here, see if we can take the lead from Eugene Tuminello Jr. as Tuminello with the lead able to hold on to it, and it says I want to go fast there on that back bumper panel. He is going fast, and Tyler Sontag, he what's the term was? He sent it down into turn number 1 the last time. Now here comes Timmy Walters.
Oh no, here we go.
Oh no, they're together, Wes. They're together.
And Tyler gets tight off a turn 2, opening up the door for Ellis. Ellis gives him the bumper heading down in the 3, but Tyler said, I'm going to give you all the room in the world. He allows Phil Ellis to go by. But Timmy Walters, you saw him struggling in his heat race. And now he seems to get the grip of it. He said he missed practice. He needed these laps to practice since he missed it. So now he looks like he might challenge for the lead.
Yeah, Timmy and the other 29. You have the white 29, the black 29. It's kind of
right?
Oh, here we go. Eugene Tuminello up high off the corner. Here comes Timmy Walters Jr. to the they touch and drifting here. Oh, contact is made, but Eugene Tuminello going to hang on to it there. I thought we were at the Orlando Speed World doing drifting for a moment there, and a little bit of contact. Oh, look at that, the 29. I think he got him, Wes. I think he got Tyler. Oh my, get out of here. Timmy Walters is going to go upside down in the Consi. Holy crap, what a sequence.
Man, it's hard to call that one too, because I think Paul's going to get us a replay.
Dude, everybody was doing everything there. That was nuts.
Yeah, well, the 29 of Timmy Walters was coming up. The 029 was coming down, and I'm going to call that a racing deal. These boys won't like that, but I'm calling it a racing
listen,
deal.
These guys are going for it. They're qualified for the main event. They're going for it, and we're going to see. We'll send it down to Paul, and he can show us exactly what happened because it looked wild.
Yeah, so some stuff happened, and we're under caution. Back to you. Now, you see the 29, the 35 get together. 29 is on top of the 29. 91 comes on down low, and he gives the white 29 a little bit of a shot, comes back down the track, and he gets into the black 29, sends him on around, T-bones him, and there goes Sontag, the Heartbreak Kid, moves himself into the lead for this Conti race. Man, oh man, that was...
Paul, keep it going, because I think there might have been some retaliation here from one of the drivers after the fact.
Definitely may have been. Here comes a pace truck coming on through, and he slows
If
right down.
I'm the pace truck, I'm just going to go to pit road. Stay out of it. Watch Eugene Tuminello here, Paul.
It's going to be the black and yellow me car with the Cougar on the front from that awful movie there.
Yeah, I thought I saw him get into somebody, but I guess I was mistaken there. So, all right, it looks like things have settled down. Thank you, Paul, for bringing that all to us. Boy, Wes, we kind of thought that maybe this would be just a race that we have to get through, but it's been very entertaining so far through 8 laps.
It is, and the drivers have been warned. They understand that this is just a Conti. There's not really much involved, so you might not see as strict of rules coming down. But they're having some fun. It's the last Conti of the season, last B main. Nothing really on the line here. Not going to throw penalties out there for petty stuff. But when it comes to A main, there's a lot of money on the line, and you just got to make sure everybody watches their P's and Q's.
Well, hey, at this point, these guys are sizing each other up for the feature. They're having a little bit of fun, too. And really, at the end of the day, I know there's money on the line, and these guys take the iRacing stuff way more serious than I ever thought. But
you need to search a guy. What's his name, Paul, the guy the video was just made of?
Jason Jacoby.
Well, you need to look up Jason Jacoby.
I saw his name in the Twitterverse today, and I didn't really look into it. But
he's not a positive person. Let's just say that.
All right.
But for years and years and years, he has he put over $40,000 into sim racing. He built himself a sim rig and all this. But we're not going to give him much.
So just go check. Just YouTube him and. We'll talk about it later.
Paul, can we get one cuss drop? One cuss drop. Paul, can I get one cuss drop?
I can't hear you. My headset's off.
He's a shitbag, Ryan.
Okay.
Just to put it like that. He's not a positive person, but it just shows how some of these people take this stuff very, very seriously. But he's not the only one. There's many out there that put thousands of dollars into sim rigs that they sit inside that are like race cars.
Just for the record, those are Wes's thoughts and not mine as we get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing here.
Mine
Tyler
as well.
Sontag, yes, and they're not Paul's either. Tyler Sontag, he's going to try to get the hell away from everybody at this point because Phil Ellis is closing in. We just we set up that rivalry here at the top of this race.
Eugene Tuminello coming in that 35, Ryan. How many people can Tyler tick off in a 20-lap B main?
Hey, Tyler don't care right now. He's driving away. He sees him getting smaller and smaller.
Look at Eugene come, though, Ryan.
And so much for that inside lane being the place to be. He's using the outside up to second spot. Here we go. Battle for second. Ellis! He poops in, but he keeps it going. Eugene working the wheel inside there. Still loose. Gets the traction and goes back to second. Here comes Walters looking way outside, overdriving the corner.
Tyler better put that chair in overdrive, Ryan, because here comes Eugene Tuminello, who got a little bit of a bump from Tyler Sontag earlier in this race, and there's probably a little bit of bad blood after that. I'm not exactly sure if they have the friendship that Ellis and Sontag have.
Man, I wouldn't be upset if the top 13 or 14 cars all wrecked, and we saw this battle for the lead in the feature. This has been great. These guys are racing hard, and they've got that bad blood between them. I'll put that in air quotes. You see Eugene Tuminello up to second trying to chase down Tyler Sontag, but it looks like the Heartbreak Kid might have this one in hand.
He is actually pulling from him a few tenths faster than Eugene there. It looks like Tuminello's running a little bit of a better line, but Tyler's not really squeezing that wall down the straightaways that you typically would see, but he's still clicking off faster laps, so that's all that matters.
Art Hendren, that all-black car, is creeping up into the picture as well. Hendren up to fourth, passing Phil Ellis there. A brand new car for him, hasn't yet gotten the decals on that machine, at least as far as I can see. But he's worked his way up to, the fourth position? Not a bad run for Art, who's been struggling to figure out this iRacing thing.
Yeah, some really good drivers on track are not really good iRacers, i.e. Jimmy Johnson, but it does take some time and some adjusting, and Art has done a great job throughout the weeks of learning how this works, and you see it here on track. You might make a mistake here and there, but we all do.
And listen, you got to give him credit for sticking with it. Oh, don't hit the wall. We're talking good about you, Art. Art Hendren there now trying to hold off the 13 and 29 as the 03 Corey Katuna, he got off his lunch break apparently and was able to join us. Oh, there we go, crash. Oh no, crash, big one.
And they get it back up and going though, so no caution. They get it rocking and rolling.
Well, I'm sorry, Art. Art says no. Caution's going to come out. Put the caution out.
He is off track. He is off track. Looks like Sontag has been able to pass him, and he pulled it off track there. I think if that's the feature, the caution's going to fly. But when you have a 5-lap B main, most of these drivers just want to get it done with.
Yeah, 2 to go now for Tyler Sontag. Art Hendren will have to go make some repairs for the feature event later on, and he was running good, but it wasn't an 18-lap race. Here comes Sontag now through 3 and 4. Nobody in front of him, nobody behind him, nobody even around him or in the same universe. White flag, Tyler Sontag, final lap.
The Heartbreak Kid, Tyler Sontag, trying to end this season on a positive note. Even if it's a B main win, it's a win. Tyler Sontag has one more set of corners to go. He takes his super late model number 91 around 3 and 4. Your winner, Tyler Sontag.
Sontag wins it. Looks like Two Manello's second, Timmy Walters, Philip Ellis, David Leininger, Art Hendren, and Corey Katuna, who made a couple of laps there. Looks like he might have been having internet problems or something. Well, Wes, the preliminary stuff is out of the way. Are you ready to settle a championship?
It's very. I guess you could say it's very bittersweet.
Bittersweet, yes,
I love doing this, but all right, Ryan, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to get in our national anthem, and then we're going to preview what we got coming up. 100-lap feature as I grab more Bud Light.
Get them daddy sodas.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen, here at VidaneTV, and this is what you have all been waiting for. We have a 100 laps, the top 6 being inverted to settle the score. 1 point is in between our points leaders, ladies and gentlemen. So this, it all comes down to this. From what we're seeing right now, the top 6 in qualifying was Ryan Borgs, followed up by actually, nope. Our grid will actually be, I'm sorry, this is with the invert. Ryan Borgs will start the pole with Blake Clauser starting 2nd. Jimmy Frazier will start 3rd. Ryan Matthews 4th. Eric Purcell 5th. Tanner Thomas, I'm sorry, will start 6th. That is, ladies and gentlemen, your top 6 tonight that was inverted.
So when you flip-flop those top 6 guys, that'll put that means that Tanner Thomas.
No, that is with the invert. That is with the invert.
Right, but that means Tanner Thomas was the fast qualifier. So
correct.
He's maybe your favorite tonight. But the 2 Ryans, of course, they were right up there in that invert, and they're 1 and 2 here in this little warm-up session that we are running through. We're about 3 minutes away, and somebody's got their face on their race car. We got an original Corey LaJoy here on the showdown tonight. But Wes, man, it's all coming down to this. What a fun 8 weeks of racing it's been. There's been drama. There's been great racing. There's been last lap passes. There's been mad drivers. There's been yelling, cursing, and swearing, just like the real racetrack. And it all comes down to 1 point. I still am having trouble wrapping my head around that. We've been doing this for 8 weeks, and we still have a 1-point differential. Crazy to me.
Got to say thank you to, again, Edgewater Screen.
Yes, and Russell and all of our other great sponsors. Man, how awesome is that sport?
You know, for somebody like Russell Bonanza, I can't say it enough. He's given away so much stuff to these drivers just out of the kindness of his heart and his passion for racing, and it's just sim racing. Just giving these drivers something to race for tonight. Edgewater Screens, we spoke to Russell earlier during the pre-race show. If you didn't catch it, check the replay. Gives you all the information for all your screening needs here in Florida. Thank you again to him. I know he's watching. We got a 1-point battle here. I know he's not going to want to miss that. A big shout out to him. Sunshine State Racing for all their media help. They've helped get us out there onto the platform, get new eyes on our product. So thank you to them, as well as all of you viewers. I know a lot of you tune in that have nothing to do when it comes to sponsors of racing. You're fans. We know we've seen Josh Hamilton, Margot Sterling. We're not going to tell anybody her tie to this. As well as,
I have no idea who that person even is.
Nope, never heard of her. And we have many others that just watch because they love racing. And unfortunately, there's a lot of tracks here in real life that aren't racing yet. And then we're trying to give that fix. And that's why VidaneTV was created, and that's why we're going to keep on rocking and rolling with it. So to all of our sponsors, thank you so much. To all of our competitors, thank you so much for showing up each and every week, and our fans, thank you. If you haven't followed us yet, hit the follow button. YouTube is a great place to check our action as well. We call action all the time, all different series. You can see all of our past races on YouTube, VidaneTV. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. So Ryan, I'm ready to go. We're less than a minute away from the grid, and of course Patrick Thomas had to fire on to the Facebook feed and said he's our favorite every night, talking about his son here, Tanner Thomas, who was
absolutely. Well, hey, Wes, listen, the Thunder and Lightning is about to hit the racetrack. The Thunder and Lightning is hitting my porch here. If y'all lose me for a moment, I'm under a severe thunderstorm warning, so I'm going to readjust here, and I'll be right back.
So hopefully Ryan is getting indoors, because if we hear a loud, like, just spark of lightning, someone needs to check Ryan's pulse. And at the same time, make sure Ryan's still there to call this race with us, because we need him. You know, CPR.
Well, that gives me an opportunity to jump from the production trailer over here next door to the commentary booth. And just one quick correction. You can't hear lightning, Wes.
The thunder. The thunder is the sound of lightning, Paul.
Kachigga!
This is why we do this. We are totally Tober, guys.
Totally Tober.
So the time has come. I'm going to do my... you mind if I do my typical announcement here at the top five?
Only if we can go row by row. And by, like, back and forth. Can we go back and forth?
Yeah, we can go back and forth. All right, so starting pole. The number 33, Ryan Borges. And starting second, In the number 9, Blake Clouser.
God, your neighbors must hate you. In row number 2 on the inside, the number 6 from parts unknown, Jimmy Frazier. And outside of him, the number 51, your championship points leader by 1 point, Ryan Matthews.
Row 3 in the number 88, Eric Purcell. And starting 6th in the David Rogers tribute car. Put your hands together for Tanner Thomas.
It's gonna take us 30 laps just to get through the starting lineup here. Starting 7th, the 08. One of our Canadian friends. He's been running a lot of Tim's Corner Motorsports, Nicholas Noggle. Outside of him, the number 32 of Jesse Powers.
And rounding out your top 10, the number 24 will be starting 9th. Dalton, I don't like to have the right side of my car connected to it at the end of the race. Smith.
Wes, that was brutal, dude. Ouch.
Finish it and starting in the 10th position, the number 92, Jeffrey, don't try to pronounce my last name, Gilbo. And we are green flag racing, one more corner. Ryan, you with us or are you electrified?
I'm pretty much back. I'm back. I'm good. I survived the crazy storm, which has brought me inside, so I apologize for any background noise, but hey, I'm good to go.
All right, and the green flag is out. The last green flag to initially start a race here for the World Series of eRacing. Ryan Borgs is your leader coming into turn 1 and 2. Jimmy Frazier working that bottom line to his outside. Blake Clouser, they're side by side, heading into 3.
Hey, Wes, if this was a one-lap race, championship will go to Borges, but we still got a long way to go. Borges now leading. Here comes Frazier. Blake Clouser, and that beautiful throwback scheme to the car his dad used to drive. Drops into 3rd, but here, oh, look at that. Oh, there we go. That's going to be a big wreck. Upside down goes the 88, and I think more are going to get caught up in it. Caution flag going to come out on lap number 2 here on the finale of the World Series of Esports. That was a bad one.
Yeah, it looks like the 88 kind of got below the number 9 there of Blake Clouser, and Eric Purcell got the worst of it. I'll tell you that. He definitely went for a ride. He went and flipped on over.
Yeah, just backing up the AWS, the Shed Life Shed Movers instant replay here, and we'll take a look at it from the blimp view, and we're going to focus in on that 88 car, the black and yellow machine down low, Tyler Sontag up high. And we see it looks like it's down on the apron, gets in touch with that black and blue car there, kind of shoots him on around. Oh, he hits that, I guess that's an infield exit type deal thing there. Flips him up on his lid. He's definitely going to have to get in touch with AWS Roofing, get a new roof put on that race car. I'm pretty sure that's what those guys do. But tough break for Eric. Lap 3, getting spun upside down onto his roof and letting the sparks fly, in the words of Taylor Swift.
Well, that was a bad one. That is how you don't want to start off your race. And Wes, can you fill us all in here? Do we have resets tonight? Can we take tires? What's the strategy situation?
So these drivers have one set of tires that they can change here tonight. One set of tires, also one reset. So even though that there is a reset, Eric Purcell had to call a tow. So basically what that is, a virtual tow truck comes out, wee-oo, wee-oo, wee-oo. He puts that...
That trucks don't sound like that, sir.
Oh, whatever. He puts it on the hook, he brings it around, and then he has to wait a certain amount of time, and the sim basically... it determines that amount of time, so he has to wait that tow time and then service to his race car. So Eric Purcell already being put behind the 8 ball. However, Ryan, we do have waiver rounds.
Yeah, so he'll get back out there. However, it's going to be a few laps down. Not a whole lot of cars here tonight, so he'll have an opportunity to get waiver rounds, lucky dogs, whatever it may take, still be in contention. If you're going to have problems like that, might as well happen early on.
Yeah, you know what? That's the best part. If you look back at I think it was Chase Briscoe last week at Homestead. I think it was last week was Homestead, wherever it was. If you remember, he started that race in the Xfinity Series like 4 or 5 laps down, and he came back for a top 10 finish. So it just shows you that anything can happen with the amount of time given. So we're at Re-Rackham here, Ryan, with Borgs as your leader. New second-place driver, Jimmy Frazier. Ryan Matthews has worked his way up to third. And then Blake Clouser will be in fourth.
Looks like we're getting ready for a restart here. Borges, the man who came into tonight, your 33 car there on your screen. And 1 point out of the championship, Wes. Ryan Matthews, though, in the 51. He's made his way up to third. And bonus points going to the 33 for leading a lap here early on in this race.
I was just going to mention that you get a bonus point for leading a lap, the most laps, and you get a bonus point for winning as well. So green flag is out, and Ryan Matthews already on fire up the P2 going into turn 1 as he drives it in. I'll tell you what, these super lates is what his niche is. He told us that prior in the season. He's showing it.
And everybody falls back into line here as Matthews gets up to second. I'm not good at math, but I want to say that would put them tied right now because Borges got the point for leading a lap, and now they're separated by a position on the racetrack. However, tiebreaker goes to the most wins. Ryan Matthews has the tiebreaker in hand if he needs it tonight.
I think technically right now, as they run, it would be Borgs by 2 points because he's got the bonus point for leading a lap and technically the bonus points for leading the most laps so far.
That's right. So this is going to be, this is going to be one of those fluid situations. It's going to change on the regular here, but man, I'm telling you, if that 51, that beautiful looking machine, if that thing gets out to the front, look out.
Circling or going throughout the field here to 35 of Tanner Thomas. He takes over the 4th position here from the number 9 of Blake Clouser with Nick Nagel right on his bumper. Remember, I'm sure Blake has a little bit of damage from the earlier incident with Eric Purcell, but now the battle for the lead has heated up. There is Borges, your leader, the 51 all over his bumper of Ryan Matthews.
Hey Wes, I have a question for you.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Whose face is on Dalton Smith's car?
That is the guy that is ahead of Flex Seal. That is the guy that does all the commercials for Flex Seal. He is basically the Billy Mays of Flex Seal.
I got you. Okay. I see. I don't watch a lot of TV, so I didn't know what that was in reference to.
Well, Ryan, we thought maybe you converted to Amish with that beard, so that would make sense.
Well, hey, I don't even have electricity anymore. I'm using my neighbor's internet, and that's.
Oh, we got a battle for the lead, Ryan Stevens.
Here we go.
Matthews and Borgs was battling side by side. Borgs, though, with the advantage on the outside. He's able to hold him off so far. But Ryan Matthews right away showing he's not here to run second place. He wants the lead.
Yes, he does, and he is stalking Ryan Borges real quick. Back to Dalton Smith. I get it now. He's got that guy's face on there because he needs the sponsorship dollars to use some Flex Seal to get that car back together. But here we go. That battle for the lead. The top 2 separating, Jimmy Frazier and Tanner Thomas battling for position a little further back. But this is what we came to see. These 2 guys squaring up, battling for the lead. Here comes Matthews down to the inside, Wes. They are pulling even down the back straightaway into 3.
These guys know they got a tire change, so you might as well use everything that you got here. Use up this set of tires that you have. Also, Borges needs to keep in mind, and I'm sure he is, you get that bonus point for leading a lap. So every single lap that he's leading that Ryan Matthews isn't leading goes towards that bonus point. Because you got to think, eventually Ryan Matthews is going to lead a lap, so that just lap-led bonus point is going to be nullified.
Yeah, and if the 51 gets out in front, we don't even got to worry about math. Because if Ryan Matthews wins the race, he wins the championship. There's no doubt about that. Matthews, we're riding alongside with Borges. You can see Matthews poking that super nose right to the inside, looking low, looking for the lead, but hasn't been able to find a way around. These 2 iRacing aces are squared up. And here's exactly why they're 1 and 2 in points. This is what they do week in and week out. Class of the field. And they're going to settle it amongst themselves now. Borges 33, Matthews 51. Flip a coin at this point.
And same battle here with Frazier and Tanner Thomas for that 3rd position. They're riding the same way. They're nose to tail there, the 6 of Frazier and the 25 of Thomas. This is where patience come in because as we see the lap car of Art Hendrick coming up, I believe he's going to pull down to the bottom here for these drivers. Patience, because you don't know how long you have to go on these tires.
Well, and that could fall into the strategy tonight if 51 takes tires before the 33. Maybe that'll mix it up. But I imagine they'll be watching each other's moves, and they'll try to one-up one another or do the exact same thing.
The battle for third is heating up. Ryan Tanner Thomas just got around Jimmy Frazier, but Frazier's hanging out there.
The Tanner Thomas in the 25 in the David Rogers throwback paint scheme, looking down to the inside of the 6 of Frazier. Nicholas Noggle out of Canada getting into the mix, so good little battle here from third on back. They're trying to stay somewhat close to leaders, but these guys would need a caution to get back in. Oh, no! Around goes Tanner Thomas. Tanner Thomas gets the boot from the 6, and around he goes. We stay green for the time being. No. There's the yellow, sitting in the bad spot there.
Yeah, Tanner Thomas getting a turn there, coming out of turn 2. Gets the bump from the 6 of Frazier. Frazier just kind of running him over there. Gave him the pop in the rear, and Frazier, I believe, will get the end of longest line penalty there too. But where Tanner Thomas spun out there, the only option was to throw out the caution. Even though it was a one-car incident, it's too far up in the pack to just let that one go.
For sure. And we're going to take a look at it from the chopper view here on the Shed Life Shed Movers instant replay. Focus in on the 25 and the 6. And you can see the 6 car kind of heads on down and, like Ryan said, gets a little bit of a boop. Gets that 25 spun around, pointed in the wrong direction. Hey, I guess nobody likes you when you're 25. But stays in the racing groove there. He is able to grab a gear, kind of slowly get himself spun around, trying to get that thing pointed in the right direction. There we go. Boom. Perfect. Nailed it first try. So going to be tough starting from the back for Tanner Thomas, but still got a long race to go. We've only got 23 laps down, about 77 or so to go. Probably going to restart with 75 to go. So maybe get some fresh feel-goods and head on back down to the track.
Well, now we'll see if they do, in fact, pit for tires. Wes, what would you do in this situation? Would you stay out for a little while and take tires later, or do you want them now?
It's all going to come down to what your long run plan is, Ryan. It really is. We're on lap 22, and we still have a long way to go. So, man, that's a hard one.
Yeah, I mean, judging, well, Jimmy Frazier's going to come down for a pit stop. But if you ask me, I think we're going to have runs of 8 to 15 laps tonight. Just people are still going to make contact. They're going to spin each other around. These late models a bit tougher to drive than the street stocks or the old 87 cars that we had from last week. So I honestly believe you're going to want those tires for that last run. Maybe take them around lap 80 or so. But if you wait too long, the race stays green, then you have no tires. So you never know how the race is going to evolve. But I'm glad we have that little bit of strategy to keep our eye on here tonight.
As we do. And just a quick note, Eric Purcell, one of those drivers that is usually quick and usually there at the end. He would have been the lucky dog driver, but if you remember, Art Hendren actually got past there about a 4 or 5 laps before that, so he was actually a lucky dog driver, still trapping Eric Purcell 3 laps down.
Yeah, Purcell's going to have a long night cut out for him. This race already a quarter of the way complete. Purcell's still multiple laps down, as Wes just mentioned. So Purcell, third place point man, had an outside chance at the championship tonight, but he would literally need the 33 and the 51 to disconnect from the world right now, not exist any further, and get back on the lead lap and get a bunch of positions. So it's looking like our championship battle for sure going to come down to our front 2 here. Field beginning to double up behind the pace truck. That means next time by, Wes, we're going back green flag racing. For how long, though? That's the question.
Cautions breed cautions, but, man, we'll see what happens.
That's what we're here for. We never know until it comes to that checkered flag. So here we go. Ryan Borges, 33. 51 is Ryan Matthews. Nicholas Noggle, 3rd. Blake Klauser, Dalton Smith, and Jesse Powers will be your top 6. As we get ready to go back to green, look out, turn 1. Things might get busy. Look at this restart creeping down the line and games being played. The 33 Borges gets on the gas and gets back out in front.
And Matthews was ready to go. Borges was trying to catch him, and he tried to get him to jump the start. If he would have got the start, or jump on the start, iRacing would have thrown that black flag, and that's not one that we would hear.
Blake Klauser up into the wall behind him, Wes. And we got a big
one. We got a big one.
Oh, upside down, or at least on his side is the 03. Costello is involved. Blake Clouser, boy, he's wrecked for half a lap here. Now he's into the grass. That was a bad one.
Yes, sir. I'm about to help them out, try to get this one figured out as Paul gets the replay together.
Yeah, we'll take a look at the Shed Life Shed Movers instant replay here. I'm going to be looking at the old trusty blimp view here because there was a lot going on there. Now, we did see in the live shot, we saw Blake Clouser get up into the wall. We're actually going to restart right from the start. And you can see these guys trying to figure out exactly what Borgs was doing. Just can essentially restart whenever he wants, anytime between the green flag dropping and when that pace truck dips on down. But here you see the 211 gets out of shape. Doesn't really affect too much. But you see Clouser comes up. He's right up by the outside wall in the backstretch. And as he comes down, it looks like he comes across the nose just a little bit of the 24, loses the back end of the race car, gets him up into the wall. And as he comes back down, it actually looks like he's just kind of stacked up there. So we'll back that up just a little bit. Take a look at the...
Paul, it looked like something was going on with the 35 there. It looks like 35. A whole separate incident.
Yeah, a little bit further ahead as they dip on by here. Trying to find a 35 on my timing and scoring thing. Trying to update that mission insurance at work. And there you see it. The 35 comes across the nose of the 23. And just calamity at that point. A couple of cars involved. Katina doing a little bit of a board slide on the wall there on the 03. But looks like 35 grabs a gear, 29 grabs a gear, almost grabs the front nose of the 35 as he backs up into the racing groove. But everybody able to drive away, so that's definitely good news. And these guys still have that reset in their back pocket. So you'll probably see, you may see one or two guys use that reset, but I think you're going to see a lot of guys just kind of putt around just a little bit, save that reset in their back pocket for later on in the race.
Well, hey guys, I'll be right back. It is hailing here, and I'm going to go move my car.
All right, guys, we are back here, rocking and rolling. So the ruling here was no driver was really at fault there, so nobody was sent to the back. So no driver at fault, just a racing deal coming out of turn 4.
Yeah, and racing deals happen. You know, it's one of those deals where a couple of guys fight for the same piece of real estate, and unfortunately, the way physics works in real life and in simulation, that just doesn't happen. You can't have two things in the same spot at the same time.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get rocking and rolling one more again.
Waiting for these guys to get racked up. Ryan Stevens having a little bit of a weather issue down there in Florida. Said it started hailing, so he was going to go move his car. So I'll jump up here and sit in his chair until he gets back. Luckily, it's a
man. South Florida's a whole different beast. I'm here in North Florida in Jacksonville. It's a whole different beast down there. So.
Yeah, for sure, man. I've been to the Panhandle a couple of times. Pretty much every December for the past 10 years, I've gone down there, and the weather's insane, man. It rains. There's like 6 inches of rain every single day. There's usually like a hurricane every Saturday, and then it hails.
No, every day. Paul. There's a 20-minute hurricane every single day, and then the sun comes out, and it's so damn muggy you can't even wear underwear because it's sticking to your thighs.
Yep, and then it rains alligators for a couple of times. And then the one time I went to Florida, I thought it'd be a good idea to go to Florida in August. I took an ice-cold shower because I couldn't figure out my buddy's hot water. And by the time I got out of the ice-cold shower, I was sweating again. So crazy weather down there in Florida. We hope everything's going good with Ryan Stevens. And I'm sure it is. He just wanted to make sure that the car was protected. So hopefully no harm, no foul there with the weather.
Yeah, we definitely have some dangerous weather here in Florida, kidding aside, but that's why we have AWS roofing services to fix your roofs, and Edgewater screens to fix your screens when those hurricanes take it out. And we are green flag racing here. Ryan Borges with the whole shot on Ryan Matthews on the start, and big jumble up further back in the back, but we stay green.
One thing I'm already seeing, Wes, 33 doing a fantastic job trying to jumble up the restarts. Has not done the same thing more than once. And, man, Ryan Matthews has been there every single step of the way. Last time we saw him, took a long time for him to get going on the start. Wanted to back the entire field down. Ryan Matthews was there. This time, as soon as that pace car dipped on down, 33 dropped the hammer. Ryan Matthews was there, right on the back bumper. Going to be one hell of a race here. Championship battle between the 33 and the 51. It's going to come down to the last lap, last pass, final position, for sure, Wes.
But we got Ryan Stevens back.
I'm back, guys. Sorry, the action, the lightning heating up here on the track. It is also quite crazy here where I'm at as well, but back just in time here for that restart. And here we go with the top two still battling nose to tail. Watch that Nicholas Noggle. Maybe he's our surprise tonight.
You know what? This is as long as Ryan Borgs is up front, he controls this race. As soon as Matthews takes that lead, I think it's over. I don't think Borgs can get around Matthews if Ryan Matthews takes that lead. Borgs has been playing these restarts absolutely perfectly. So, Borgs is doing everything he needs to do. He's on a great path right now to get that bonus point for leading a lap, or leading the most laps. So, but at what point does Ryan Matthews throw patience aside and you start using that chrome horn?
That's a good thing to keep in mind, Wes and Ryan. And 36 laps led so far for the number 33 of Ryan Borgs. If he can make it to lap 51, we got a caution on the speedway. If he can make it to lap 51, he's going to lock that bonus point in. And, that's going to be a big factor in the championship battle.
Wes, I got to echo a sentiment that you just said there. If the 51 gets out in front, he's probably going to be hard to beat. We have not seen many people pass the 51 of Ryan Matthews for the lead. So good point there.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And that was with the 35 and the 92 making some contact there. It looked like the 92 making contact with the 35 going down into 1 and 2, just kind of gave him the bumper. And the 35 just couldn't get it back rocking and rolling.
Yeah, that was one of those wrecks that took just a little bit of time to get taken care of. I'm going to pull it up here on the Shed Life Shed Movers Instant Replay, and we'll give it to you in real time from the camera view and show you exactly what went down. You can see we're going to focus in the 35 car as he's coming, he's up by the wall, he heads on down into turn number 1, and the 92 just kind of sends it on there, gives him a great big boop, and he's able to correct it there. But then, unfortunately, as he comes back down the track trying to get righted around, he makes contact. I believe that was the 88 car, sends him on around, pointing in the wrong direction. But able to grab a gear, spin it on around. He's got some damage on the right side, a little bit of damage on the nose of that car, but not all that bad. Worse for the wear. Looking right now, it doesn't seem like he's been on pit road yet, so he does still have that reset in his back pocket.
All right, so here is the other dilemma. All right. Does Ryan Borgs dare to even pit to give up that lead?
100% not.
No,
you gotta get to lap 51 before he even thinks about pitting.
Paul, I agree with you there. You cannot give the hand to Ryan Matthews. Even if you think you can come back up through this field, you cannot give anything up. Right now, you've got Ryan Matthews where you need him. You're trying to get up there and lead the next 11 laps. Get that extra bonus point for leading the most laps. Take that advantage away from Ryan Matthews. Keep him behind you and keep him at the disadvantage. If you pit now, I think it would be a death sentence.
All right, so got some drivers figuring out where they're supposed to be lined up further back here in the pack. Ryan, you almost have no choice but to run this whole 100 laps on the same set of tires unless it's just blatantly obvious. Let's say if we're at lap 70, the caution comes out. Do you take that chance?
Wes, if there's any disadvantage to being the leader, it's the 51's going to know what you're doing. So if you come in, 51 could say, screw this, I'm staying out. And that could be the difference. And the 33, if he sees the 51 pit, it's too late at that point. You can't make your way back onto pit road. So cat and mouse, it's a battle. There's advantages to leading. You get the clean air. There's also disadvantages as far as the strategy go. You got to be smart, and you've got to run a smart race. And these two, they're making it tense up at the front. I love it.
All right, so next time around, we're going back green flag racing. It'll be lap 43. We're getting close to that halfway point. You got Ryan Borg still as your leader. Ryan Matthews is second. Nicholas Noggle third. Jesse Powers fourth. Philip Ellis in that 029 sixth. Jimmy Frazier will be, Philip Ellis will be fifth. Jimmy Frazier sixth. Blake Crouser seventh. Dalton Smith will be eighth. 9th will be Tanner Thomas, with 10th being Jason Miller. That is your top 10 going to be coming across the line here as our pace truck's going to head down into pit road here momentarily. He's going to take the hard left as he does. Now the games are played. When does he go? And he goes now, and Matthews actually times that very well. They stay side by side across the line, but give the advantage to Borgs into 1, but Matthews able to hang it out on his right rear coming out of 2.
Well, and the point leaders are side by side here, Wes. 33 still doesn't have him cleared. Here they go into turn 3, still side by side. Can Ryan Matthews make the outside work here at USA International Speedway? Gets the wall almost off the corner. I thought he was going to get it. He put basically no space between himself and the wall.
Oh, there's the
contact there. And now get the lead to the 33.
He just right in center. He got a little tight. He had to straighten that thing up. He was able to get it back right, but that gave the advantage to Borges, who now has the advantage. But don't look now. That 08 at Nick Noggle doesn't give a crap about this points battle. He wants that win.
Wes, he's got nothing to lose, man. If he can get to the 51, he'll boop him out of the way, and he'll boop the 33 out of the way too, right? I mean, at this point, come get that win.
That's our new word here, Paul. Boop. I like boop.
Absolutely.
If we can say boop as much as you say absolutely, we might get a deal with Disney. All right, so we are rocking and rolling here. That battle up front is still nose to tail. Oh, Borgs, a little bit of a slip up. This is the 51 and Matthews take advantage of it. Borgs runs a little bit of a defensive line down the backstretch there, Stevens, just to make sure he didn't get below him.
Hey, he's got to be defensive at this point. Matthews is being very offensive all over the back bumper, and I'm sure Borges takes offense to it. But right now, 33 is still holding on. He's led 47 laps. So remember that magic number 51. If he leads 51, nobody can take the most laps led away from him. So that is why he's being ultra aggressive right now. He's trying to stay out in front of this 51, get that extra bonus point.
Caution is out, Ryan.
Well, and that could help him. That could help him because this caution will probably go 3, 4, 5 laps. That could get us a lap 51. So if I'm Ryan Borges, I cannot pit right now. I can't. I got to get that bonus point.
All right, it looks like that was between the 50 of David Costello and the 29 of Phil Ellis. Phil Ellis, man, that's going to be a hard one to call for the admins, I'll tell you that. The 50 wasn't exactly ready to turn for the corner, but the 29 was getting ready to turn, and they just make contact. Oof, that's going to be a hard one to call.
Pulling up the old Shed Life Shed Movers instant replay right now. We're going to look at it from the blimp view because, well, that's my favorite camera angle. And we'll give it to you in real time. We're going to take a look at the white 29, 029 in the scoring. He's up high. He's got the 50 down low, the cage gauge car. Cool looking, kind of a Home Depot looking paint scheme. And yeah, it's tough to call. I don't know. There's a couple of guys looking for the same piece of real estate, but I think the 50 wanted the 29 spot a little bit more. You can see he kind of shoots up high on the track, and as the 29 comes back up, he comes across his nose there. So that's going to be a tough one to call. I'm glad I'm not an administrator. I'm just down here in the production trailer.
Paul, it's been determined that is going on the 029. He's kind of turned down a little earlier than what the 50 did, but he definitely he could have stayed up a little bit of a lane and give the 50 some room, but instead he kind of came down on the 50's nose. So you're going to see the 029 of Philip Ellis making his way down pit road to get some tires, as well as move to the end of the line. So a little bit of a story behind that.
Yep, and there you see the 29 getting down pit road. We're looking at him in real time here. And just hacking up the right side of the car, putting right sides on it. See if he makes it a 4-tire stop. May as well at this point. Going to have to restart in the back of the pack, and there he goes. He's going to jack up the left-hand side of the car, throw 4 good feel-goods on there, and finish out the rest of the race. So one good thing that came out of this with Phil Ellis, he knew he could make it 50 laps on tires. There's 50 laps to go.
All right, Paul, we in our booth right now. We have today's leader, Ryan Borges. Ryan, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy.
How sweaty are your palms?
Pretty dang sweaty, not gonna lie. Matthews has been all over my bumper the whole race, and I might have just screwed myself with pit strategy there.
Ryan, I was just talking to Wes before this. I thought for sure you'd stay out here and clinch the most laps led bonus here, but you decided to pit, and now you got to come from behind.
My thinking is that. Well, I don't know. My thought was I'd split the race half and half, and I was hoping more cars would come with me there, so I'm going to try and be really careful on my tires getting to the field here, and when everyone else pits on a later caution. Hopefully I haven't abused the tires too much and can try and race for the win still. But my thinking was that, I mean, not to be cocky, but it looks like it's been the race between me and Matthews, so whichever one of us wins is going to get it either way, so I'm not really that worried about the most laps led.
All right, Ryan, I know we're one to go here, so I'm going to put you back in the room, man. Good luck, brother, and just be keep that car clean on your way back up to the front.
All right, 10-4, I'll try.
All right, and believe me, there's no admin bias when it comes to this. If Borges causes the caution, if Ryan Matthews causes the caution, they're going to get that penalty of end of longest line. So that's another thing Borges has to be careful with here, Stevens.
Absolutely. So now we've got a race, Wes. 33, keep your eye on him, folks. As we go back to green, no contest here. Ryan Matthews on the gas. King of the restarts, no doubt about it. He takes off from the 0-8 of Nicholas Noggle. Jesse Powers now up to third, getting into the mix. Now, Ryan Matthews, though, if he stays out, Wes, he's going to lead the most. It doesn't matter at this point if he leads the most laps and wins the race. If he wins the race, he wins the championship. So that's all that's on Ryan Matthews' mind. But the 33 is going to need somebody to get up there and lead a few laps to give him that bonus. Because 47 now the magic number for the 33 Ryan Borges.
All right, so a little bit of a battle further back in the back with Phil Ellis and Eric Purcell. They're getting a little heated back there, and a little bit of a battle going on, but trying to keep up with Borges here as he works his way up through the pack. He's doing so, and he's doing so methodically as he works his way through this pack. Last lap he was in 7th place, and I believe this lap he hasn't made up too much time, Stevens, but he's all the way up currently from 7th from where he started back in about 10th. So he's trying to work his way up.
He's moving his way up slowly but surely, and he has to be careful, Wes. He cannot overheat these tires. He cannot afford to abuse them. He needs them to still have some good left in them when he gets up there to battle for the lead. You see him pulling up to the 03, Corey Katuna now. That is his next battle. Dalton Smith ahead of them, but Tanner Thomas closing back in now on the 25 machine. Here comes Borges, though. He's got those fresh tires. Should make short work of the 03. Pulls down on the inside, bottom groove, and, well, both those guys going to get a spot. Katuna falling back, too. Borges now up to, the 6th position, Wes.
I feel like this is school now for Tanner Thomas, the young Tanner Thomas, we should say. Just a young gun here in this race, being able to watch a driver like Ryan Borges, who's done very well in this league, and maybe he'll learn a lesson or two by following in his tire tracks here, Ryan.
Well, this is one good way to learn, is follow those guys who might be a little bit quicker than you, see where they're hitting their lines, learn from them, and but at the same time, Tanner's got a great coach in his living room with him, with his dad, Patrick Thomas.
So, all right, Ryan, do you think Patrick is just like in his ear this entire time? Like, all right, this is what you do here. Oh, this is what you do. Do you think Patrick Thomas is that dad, or is he the type to sit back and watch and then grade after?
I would believe that Tanner would probably tell Patrick to just be quiet, let him drive. but I don't know. No, Patrick Thomas, he's a great coach. He's a great guy, period. So he's probably letting Tanner do his thing, but giving him little tips. I doubt he's on his shoulder like a parrot or anything, but sure he's giving little tips here and there, but letting him do his thing. Tanner's been a pleasure to watch here in this series, and we just saw 33 moving up another spot there, passing Dalton Smith and that car that's going to give me nightmares tonight.
Yeah, that face is pretty bright in your face. And shout out to Patrick Thomas. You know, the little bit of time that I got to do some interviewing with you, or some race announcing with you at New Smyrna, getting to know Patrick Thomas. And you can't help but like a driver that gets booed by the fans because he's aggressive, just because he's that damn good.
Oh, he's like Kyle Busch. People don't like him because he wins a lot. So it's, you know, that's just how it boils down. Patrick's a great guy, and he's
absolutely
pleasure to talk to, and he'll help you out as much as he can. But people don't like somebody who dominates, and for a while Patrick was dominating in the Sportsman. Actually, his old car was at New Smyrna last week, and it was quite fun to watch.
And I also remember when I got to interview him down, we did like a driver's walkthrough. His favorite late night snack or his craving was ice cream. So I think all Tanner has to do is wave him some ice cream if he is like a parrot on his shoulder, like, get out of here.
What was your favorite question to ask during intermission? Is what people like to eat. I'll never forget when you asked our buddy Steve Barnes what his favorite thing to eat is, and he just said yes.
Yes. That was the fun thing about getting to know these drivers, man. I hope we get back on the track here with us soon. And I learned a lot of these drivers had personalities and sense of humors, like Steve Barnes and Patrick Thomas, and then some drivers were a little bit more sensitive. They didn't like to be joked about. And that's okay. Some people can take jokes, some people can't. Patrick Thomas was definitely a guy that can take a joke.
Well, who's not taking any jokes right now is the 33, Borges. He has worked his way up past Blake Clouser in the 9 and closing in on Jesse Powers, trying to get back into the top 3 now. Here's Powers. It says driver carries no cash. Driver carries no cash. Probably a good thing because he's not going to be able to.
Oh man! Speaking of Tanner Thomas, he just fell through the server, which means he just disconnected, not manually. He just lost connection with the server. So when he comes back. And we get a caution, we're going to give him all but 2 laps back, depending how many he falls through. Dang it, that sucks. And I just got a message from Patrick Thomas on the feed. Since our internet just went out, Ryan.
They have been, to the Thomas family, whatever internet y'all have, it's time to switch, because they have had more internet problems than anybody, and that's taken them out of championship contention. And that's too bad, because he might have been the surprise tonight.
I can tell you now here, Ryan. Is we have an invitational coming up with VidaneTV in several weeks. We're not doing anything right away. Tanner Thomas will be invited for sure to our invitational race.
He's definitely earned that. And Wes, the whole internet thing, I'm waiting for mine to go out, but the Thomases don't live that far from my area, so maybe they're getting affected by this storm that just kind of popped up. Normally here in Central Florida, we get these pop-up thunderstorms middle of the afternoon. Tonight we're getting it at 8:30, 9 o'clock. We haven't had hail in years. So it's one of those nights. It could be the weather affecting the internet, or maybe they just need to update their provider. But nonetheless, Ryan Matthews providing us with potentially a championship run here, as he is that. Boy, that thing just looks fast, doesn't it, Wes? And he's up at the front, 1.7 second lead on Nicholas Noggle. Borges is 2.7 seconds back.
I think Borges might have just sealed his fate, unfortunately. Borges running a 20.558.
Wes, you know how these races go. We're going to get a caution. And Borges, he might give him a little boop.
Hey, man, 20.647 to a 20.574. That's just not enough time for Ryan Borges. He's going to need a caution. He's doing a wonderful job driving his way back up through this pack with those fresher tires. However, he needs a caution here. And right now, this field is pretty with just counting the cars that are on the track here.
Looks like we got about 16, 17 of them still left out there.
We still got 18 out of 21 starting. So, and one of them disconnected. So great job by all of these drivers here tonight for this finale here at USA International Speedway. But he's going to need a slip up. He's definitely going to need that slip up. Even though he's running a little bit faster, a couple tenths faster than Ryan Matthews, that's not enough time. And I can bet you now that he's on the bumper of the 08 and Noggle, I don't expect Noggle just to pull over.
No, Noggle's not going to pull over, but I think Borges, with the fresh tires, Borges, a little bit more experience here on the iRacing simulation. I think Borges will make short work of him, and he has to. Here's the other thing we haven't been talking about. There's only 25 laps to go, Wes. All of this action, the laps are just clicking away in a hurry. Borges looking to the outside, going to try to cut down off the corner, and now he pulls the inside. So here comes the 33. Should get second here this lap. I don't know, man. The time is winding down, and it could be too little too late, and he might be pinching himself, might be kicking himself in victory lane here if he might have cost himself a win by pitting.
You know, you never would think that pitting would, getting fresh rubber would cost you a win, a championship, whatever it may be. But Paul and I can attest, we've seen it time and time again, and we're no stranger to that. We've seen some top-notch drivers do that, and this might not be any different as he is struggling to get around the 08 of Nick Noggle, and it's slowing down his lap times, and he's just not able to make up that time right now on a race leader Ryan Matthews. Ain't that right, Paul?
Yeah, man, absolutely. And you and I have been in the same situation time and time again with the super speedway stuff. It's really hard to kind of figure out when everybody else is going to pit, when you're going to pit, when you're going to get tires, fuel, all that good stuff. And time and time again, I've come down pit road. There's been nobody else. Or I've stayed out to try and lead a lap. Everybody else came down pit road. So it's really hard to figure out what's going on. But these guys are doing a great job. Borges is doing everything he can to try and get around Noggle and work his way up to Matthews.
Well, Paul, let me ask you. We've heard from Wes. If we do get a caution, do you think the 33 can still work his magic past the 51, or do you think the 51's got this thing?
Man, it's going to be, he's going to have one shot, and it's going to be the literal green flag restart. If he can't get around him at before turn 1, it's done. You can put a fork in it.
That battle for second is heating up now as they are side by side. Borges still struggling to get around the 08, and not only is he losing time on the leader, but he's using up those tires, battling with.
Absolutely. I was just going to say, Wes, these guys have been stuck together for the last 4 or 5 laps.
There he goes.
And now the 33 is going to set sail. But look at that scoreboard. 3 seconds, basically. 3 seconds to make up in less than 20 laps. At this point, we've been green for a long time. I think the tires are pretty much equalized. 33 might be a little bit faster, but Wes is going to need that caution. I don't think he can do it on his own.
We're seeing lap times of right now. Matthews is battling lap traffic. And Purcell's blocking the leader. The Purcell does not want to go back down a lap. Eric Purcell is one of the more aggressive drivers here that we have. He does not want to go back down a lap, but he pinches the leader, and he goes flying up high. Does Ryan Purcell?
Well, that's something we didn't account for, Wes. We didn't think about the lap.
Now he's shooting low on the leader.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Look out in turn 3. That could have been bad. Oh, Ryan Matthews needs to get out of here. Purcell, the third place point man, does not want to see Ryan Matthews.
And Borges almost loses it off of turn 4.
Oh boy. Folks, don't go anywhere. It is getting good here. 2.4 seconds is the lead now. 2.5 seconds. Tyler Sontag going a lap down to the 33. Oh, man, Wes, we didn't even think about the lap traffic. The lap traffic could be the deciding factor. Tanner Thomas is back in the race, as you see. He'll pull over. He's going to be a gentleman, as he's still having connection issues.
We don't want him to be a gentleman right now.
well, for the sake of being a good person, you want to see him get out of the way, but for the sake of entertainment, it depends on what side of the spectrum you're on here. No comment. Hopefully the lap cars get out of the way, though.
Tanner Thomas, though, not pulling over. I got a feeling his dad is in his ear saying, you don't just let him go. You're racing your own race.
Well, that could be, but you see the 51 having a little bit of trouble getting around these guys, probably taking it easy, to be honest with you. Not trying to push the issue, not trying to get into these guys. I'm sure Purcell could close in a little bit. Purcell wouldn't mind giving a little boop. But 13 laps to go, Wes. Is it bad that I'm hoping for a caution?
Typically we haven't hoped for a caution in about 9 weeks in this series, but right now, maybe, because these lap cars are pulling these leaders not only back together, but Ryan Borg's about 3/10 faster. Now he has a side-by-side battle in front of him. I don't want these lap cars to really play a role in who wins this championship and this cash. I want it to come down to our leaders. But Patrick Thomas does have fresher tires, though, Ryan.
Yep, and lead down to 2.2 seconds now. I thought I just saw a car down in the grass. Looks like down out of the way. Eugene Tuminello.
Caution's out!
Oh, no, there it is. There it is. Folks, this is the moment we've been waiting for. Shootout to the finish. 1 and 2 in the point. It's going to be 1 and 2 on the track. Borges, fresher tires. Can he do it?
Now, Wes, here's a question. Can these guys make it a full 100 laps on one fuel cell?
They can. 100 laps is almost what the limit is. 100 laps.
So no green, white checkers.
That's green flag run, though.
Gotcha. Well, we'll rewind the who was the caution under?
Good question. I saw a guy down in the grass out of the corner of my eye, and I could not make out.
That was 91 of Tyler Sontag.
Sontag. There we go. We're pulling up the Shed Life Shed Movers instant replay as we speak. Switching on over to that gorgeous blimp view. Looks like he's trying to cut some donuts there in the grass and draw some letters and see if he can't write a little note there to the guys up in the International Space Station. But we'll take a look here at the Tyler Sontag machine, the number 91. See, he's going to come out, head down into turn number 3. Everything looks good so far. He's right there on the yellow line, comes up just a bit, as he comes on a four, loses the back end of that race car, unfortunately shoots himself down onto John Deere country, and doesn't seem like he hits anybody, anything. No damage on the 91. He just kind of doesn't seem like he's able to get the thing going right away. So pointed in the wrong direction, caution flag comes out, and it resets a championship restart here for us with just a couple of laps to go, less than 10.
Yeah, this is going to be good. You see Purcell coming down pit road. At this point, Ryan Matthews has made his bed, folks. He is not going to pit. He can't pit. There's no way he can come up through the field and charge back in the lead. Here's what I'm seeing right now. The 51 is in position to win the race. That's all that matters. But if he stays on in front, he will lead the most laps as well. He will completely eliminate the chance for Ryan Borges to win this thing, to win this championship. However, this next restart is going to be critical. The 51, the king of the restarts, the 33, needs to have the restart of his life. Everybody else says, I hope they get together and I can win.
Yeah, Borges really needs to get around the 51 before turn one and essentially lock himself into the most laps led, because like you said, Ryan, Matthews is going to get that bonus once we get back to green. We're going to have 3 laps of caution, and they're going to be tied 47 and 47 laps led. So Borges really needs to get around him, get that those more laps led there at that point, and essentially just try and win the race. Because if Matthews leads the most laps, and then Borges wins the race, that's going to go to Matthews, because that'll be the tiebreaker. And just look.
So where are we at lead laps right now, Paul?
Well, I just saw an update, Wes. 45 for Matthews, 47 for Borges.
Oh boy!
Yeah, it's tight. And that third place car hasn't led any laps, but really been constructing a great race. As his primary sponsor is actually Brightcan Construction. So pretty cool to see Nick Noggle out there. He's run a lot of races here on VidaneTV, and it's always cool to have some real-life sponsors on top of race cars. And he's really got the best view in the house for this championship battle, as the 33 and the 51 are right out front of him.
Ryan, are you ready for this?
You know, I feel bad because I just wished for this to happen. Hell yeah, I'm ready for this, man. This is what I wanted to see. We talked about Ryan and Ryan all pre-race. We talked about them more in the heat races than the guys actually racing in the heat races. This is what we were here to see tonight, and it is about to go down. It looks like we're going to have a 5-lap shootout. Could be a couple more restarts after this one, who knows. But at least a 5-lap shootout to settle it. Your championship leader is the 51. The 33, Ryan Borges, is trying to steal it away, but he's going to need a great restart. Here we go, West. Pace truck smartly getting out of Dodge here. And here we go. Look at Matthews. He's gone. There he goes. Matthews takes off.
All right, remember those fresh tires on the 33 of Borges. I wouldn't say fresh, but fresher than the 35. Did they go through enough of a heat cycle, though, to even out? Those 2 drivers are your leaders going down into 3.
You see the 33 able to hang with him. He's a good driver, a little bit fresher tires. We'll see if the driver of the 51, Ryan Matthews, can overcome. He is not pitted. His tires have 95 laps on them. The 33's got about 40 laps on them. But at what point do they start to equalize, though? We'll see. We'll see. Here he comes, creeping in there, about a car length between 1 and 2. 4 laps to go.
4 to go. Ryan Matthews with a 3.55 to a 3.79 of Ryan Borges. Man, oh man, that might have bit him in the rear there, Ryan, pitting for those tires, because now that he's worked his way up to the field, they might not be any good.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a caution.
Okay.
The 50 of David Costello's flipped over.
Oh, we've got a flipper. And, well, okay. Wes, I think it didn't have a chance to heat up there, and now the laps, it's going to be a green-white checker. So you have no time now if you're the 33. You've got to get a better restart, and you've got to get up on the wheel. You've got to make it happen.
And I really think, this late in the run, man, I think fuel's going to end up being an issue for the 51 car. We're just looking through. Yes.
What's the best way to find out other than pulling them in here?
That's a good point. Why don't we do that while we take a look at what happened in the replay?
Mr. Ryan Matthews, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy. I got to talk to my spotter real quick.
All right, I'll put you back up there, buddy.
This is intense, Wes. Let these guys do their thing here. Man, you want to ask him, do you think you've screwed yourself? Do you have enough fuel? But, man, that's what he's going to talk to his spotter about right now. Is you see David Costello Going up and over on the back straightaway, Thunder Road Widowmaker style there.
So let's take a second to talk to Ryan Borges. Ryan, you got a copy? How you feeling about that decision you made earlier in the race now, buddy?
I mean, it kind of is what it is at this point. I probably, in hindsight, it probably should have been, honestly, if I was more aggressive on that run there, I probably could have got a lot closer to them, maybe got the lead back, but I was thinking there'd be another caution in about 10 laps. I'd jump him, and hopefully a few people would stay out, give me a cushion or something. And that was my thought behind it, but I don't know. It turned out the way it is. We're running 1-2. I'm technically on fresher tires, but I still don't know if I could do anything with him right there. I think the tires are kind of evened out at this point, so I don't know. It probably would have been a little smarter to stay out and try and hold him off, but he was definitely faster than me behind him, or behind me, but I think he was taking it easy earlier. He was cutting me a little break. I was just trying to get a good exit off the corner when I was leading, but we'll see. Hopefully, maybe another heat cycle will give me a little bit of an advantage here. I could get a good jump, and who knows.
Let me ask you this, Borges. You got a front bumper on that car still, correct?
It's all intact right now.
How much does $500 mean to you?
You know, it's a good amount of money, not gonna lie. I'm not gonna go in there from 3/10 back and junk him, but you know, if I'm basically about half a car length to about on his bumper, I don't know, maybe I'll use put an extra 4 tires on my car into the last turn.
So right now you're speaking to race control right now, and I might have to shut my eyes going into 3 and 4, and whatever happens, it happens.
Don't worry.
Hey, Ryan, another thing you got to think about, and I hate to be this guy, but Ryan Matthews has led the most laps now. You're going to need to win, and you're going to need somebody else to get by him.
Well, he does get a bonus point for winning the race.
Yeah, but the tiebreaker will go to Ryan Matthews. Ryan Morgan, just go out there and put on a show for us, buddy.
Boys, have at it.
All right, 10-4.
All right, so Ryan Borges is put back in his room, and that's the last thing that Borges wanted to hear, Stevens. I'll tell you that. But
I'm trying to motivate him. I'm trying to motivate him.
It's facts. You're absolutely right. It's facts. So
they would be in a tie if the 51 finishes second this one, unless we get the 33 to the lead, and we have a bunch of cautions and a bunch of caution laps. 33 could still take the most laps led. So 33 needs to get the lead, hope for more cautions. Let's see what happens. Here we go. Green flag is out. King of the restarts. Call him Ron Hornaday. He's gone.
Rocking and rolling here on the restart, and we are green flag on the green-white checkered. Next flag will be the white, and then we will be done as there's a wreck on the backstretch. Wreck on the backstretch. Caution is out. Caution is out.
Okay. All right. Well, good news, bad news for the 33. He couldn't get by the 51. Caution is out, so he'll have another chance, but these caution laps going to give that advantage with the laps to the 51. The 33 needs to time that restart a little bit better, but I don't know. It's going to be a chess match, Wes. It's going to be a chess match. I ain't good at chess, so I'm glad I'm not playing.
Yeah, I'm not much of a chess player either here, buddy. Take it over real quick. I need to step away for just a quick second.
All right, so, oh, man, guys, I have a feeling this is going to be a race that takes a while to finish, so you might as well go to the fridge, get another daddy soda, and we'll let Paul find us a replay here of what brought out that last caution. Paul, what do you got?
Working on it right now. Looks like Jimmy Frazier might have been involved here. We'll see if we can. We'll pull this replay up and see where it leads us. Again, we'll take a look at it in the blimp view. This is actually under caution. It looks like. And you can see he was actually down on the apron, so I'm wondering if he was trying to save just a little bit of fuel there. He's actually coming down pit road, so that's not what we're looking for. See if we can just kind of back this up here, find out where that wreck exactly was. And man, the tension in the air at the racetrack right now. Holy cow! You could cut it with a knife. There we go. Looks like we got a car around there. That's going to be the Katina machine, I believe. See if we can back that up just a little bit. I believe that's the 03 at Katina. And that it is, pointing in the wrong direction, all up in the face of the number 24 car. So we'll pull that up here on the blimp view. Give it to you in real time. And you see the 03 up high, tries to come down low, comes across the nose of the 25. They head on down to the lower wall there, right back up into the racing groove. So good call there on the caution. 03 was able to grab a gear and spin it back around, so good news there. And looks like a couple of other cars there got a little bit of damage. So, man, green, white, checkered, number 2.
Paul, I played bad news guy to the 33 under that last caution. Now I'm going to play bad news for the 51. Remember, he did not pit. Wes said he'd go about 100 laps, give or take, on a fuel run here with these late models. We're going into overtime. The longer we go, the more in danger the 51 is going to be for fuel. So not only does he have to get a good run, he's got to have fuel.
Right, we heard in Matthew's voice when we tried to interview him. So no, I got to talk to my crew chief. Please put me back.
Yeah,
he
you got to wonder. He's got to be thinking about that.
Absolutely, and man, he's not going to be able to. If he's that low on fuel, he's going to have to really feather the throttle on the restarts, and that's definitely going to affect him. Whereas Borg's pitted halfway through, he knows he can make it because he made it halfway.
Oh yeah, Borg, he ain't worried about fuel. He's worried about getting the lead. Now we see the 51 run out of fuel. 33 wins the race. All of the stuff we've just talked about goes out the window. There is so much that can happen, and we've only got 3 to go. Well, it'll be 2 to go when we go back racing. This is, I mean, Wes, is this not what we expected tonight?
All right, guys. So little bit of storylines. The 91 Tyler Sontag sent to the back. He actually wrecked into Dalton Smith towards the end of the pack there. So 91 of Tyler Sontag unfortunately sent to the back, our driver spotlight driver this week. So all right, Ryan Stevens, this is it. Second attempt at a green white checkered out of 5. You got your points clear to the 51 down low to 33 of Ryan Borgs on the outside. You're about to see the pace truck head down pit road, and they are off. The 51 of Ryan Matthews gets the big hole shot coming off of turn 4. Can Borgs do anything with them as they head down into 1 and 2?
He's got a charge, and that's what he's doing. He's charged up to about a car length between 1 and 2 now. Oh man, time is running out though. If we get back to the white flag, next flag will end the race. 51, he's got the lead. Borges right there. Does he have enough fuel? 1 lap to go.
1 to go. Does Ryan Borgs have anything for Ryan Matthews, or does Ryan Matthews bring home the $500 check? They come through 3 and 4. Ryan Matthews with a 4-car length. Ryan Matthews comes out of turn 4. Your winner and champion, Ryan Matthews.
Matthews gets it done, and that means we don't have to do any math, and I'm happy about that. Ryan Matthews, Ryan Borges, what a battle. It all came down to the last restart, just like everybody thought it would. What a race, what a series. Congratulations to Ryan Matthews. And I can't wait to hear from everybody here in Victory Lane here tonight. And what a way to finish off the eWorld Series, brought to you by Edgewater Screen. Now Ryan Matthews gets it down into Victory Lane. Wes is going to go grab our guys for our interviews here tonight. But there you see your finishing order as Ryan Matthews, your race winner, 5 wins on the season and a championship to boot. And he's going to burn it down for all the fans in the house tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break here, and then very quickly we're going to get some interviews in, including your race winner and champion, Ryan Matthews. Don't go anywhere. We will be back.
Living with anxiety or depression can make everyday situations and interactions seem impossible, and getting the right help can be expensive and inconvenient. We're changing that with Tranquility. Our program follows the highly effective gold standard, cognitive behavioral therapy, which helps people change negative thoughts and unhelpful behaviors by teaching them skills to practice in real life. Using Tranquility is convenient. You can move at your own pace from your phone or computer, and you don't have to do it alone. Your one-on-one coach is there to help keep you motivated and supported all the way through. If you're ready to unlock the tools you need to approach the day with confidence, visit tranquility.app to sign up for a free trial.
Speed 51's video network, where the battles are legendary. Get the full picture on short track racing. We will take you behind the scenes.
It's just a meathead.
Your track, your driver, your sport, your passion. Dirt, late models, modifieds, and more. Race highlights, recaps, interviews, historic races, and thousands of on-demand videos. The Speed 51 Network, short track racers' home for the greatest video coverage.
And welcome back here to USA International Speedway, where we just crowned a winner and a champion. But first things first, we're going to take a look at some interviews here and listen in. We're actually going to pull down our third place finisher from north of the wall, Nicholas Noggle in the 08, finishing third here tonight. Nick, you got a copy, bud?
Yeah, I hear you guys loud and clear.
Great race, man. We thought you might have had something for the Ryan and Ryan show out front, but came home with a podium finish here in the season finale. Take us through your race, bud.
I can't complain. I was sitting right on that bubble spot for qualifying, and then got pushed out. It was okay. Then once they started wrecking up front, I knew if we just kept the nose clean on the car, it'd be good. And then it was just a matter of whatever Ryan Matthews did, we did the same.
Fair enough, and it seems like that was the way to go, essentially, all the way across the board, as Borgs tried to come down pit lane, get some tires halfway through, and he finished second, so not quite the winning move there, but all in all, fantastic race. You put on a great show, and it's been fun to watch you all season here. And from myself, man, really have to thank you, because here at VidaneTV, we've been trying to kind of entertain the masses here throughout the COVID-19 nonsense and all the other madness that's going on in the world, but do want to just give you the opportunity, thank anybody that's maybe watching, friends, family, sponsors, Real Life Simulated, anything like that. The floor's all yours.
Yeah, no, honestly, I got to thank all you guys for putting this on. It was a big help to get through the season, and got to thank all the sponsors of the event and all my sponsors, Bricon, Mobile One, my parents, everyone. Like, this has just been fun 9 weeks.
Awesome, an awesome job all season long. Definitely, we're waiting for Wes to actually update the points as we speak and be able to check those out on Vidane.net. But we are working on a little bit of a short track invitational here for VidaneTV, and at this point, definitely want to extend the invitation to you, Nick. Man, you put on a great show, no matter what you're racing in, whether it's here at the World E-Series of Racing, the Truck Series on Monday nights, or even on the Tim's Corner Motorsports event. So we'd love to have you at that event, and details on that soon to come.
Yeah, no, I definitely appreciate it, boys. Any chance I get to be on here makes me happy, so can't thank you guys enough.
For sure, man, and we're always happy to watch you. So great race here tonight. Congratulations on a podium finish, another podium finish here, and we'll see you soon for sure.
Thanks, you guys as well.
And that was Nicholas Noggle in the 08 machine, finishing third here tonight. Ryan, I'm looking real quick. It looks like you've caught up with P2, Ryan Borgs. Take it away.
Hey, Ryan. First of all, great run tonight. You really made it exciting. Great season overall. I just got to ask you, do you regret pitting?
I don't know if I regret it. I mean, I kind of was thinking I wanted to do something different than Brian, because I felt like he was definitely a bit quicker than me, especially at the when I was leading there. He was all over my bumper, and I was just kind of doing everything I can to just back up my corners and get a good exit. And I wasn't really I knew at some point he was going to get tired of running second right on my bumper and probably either bump me out of the way or get around me or finally get me on a restart, and probably would have took off. So I really wanted to try a different strategy than him. Was it the right strategy? I don't know. I mean, I ended up in second with supposedly fresher tires. They were fresher tires, 50-lap fresher tires at the end, and I still couldn't really do anything with them. So I think he's just a bit faster than me tonight. I know these are his bread and butter, the super late models. Everyone kind of knows that, and I really definitely think I put up a good fight. If I would have stayed out front there, especially over the long run, I'm confident I could have definitely ran with him. I don't know if he would have passed me or not, but I don't know if I regret it. I mean, I'll think about what could have been if I could have ended up winning it, but I don't know. I figured I had to try something.
Well, yeah, we were talking when you were running with the lead there at around the halfway point. We were kind of like, all right, he's in a good spot because he's leading laps. He's trying to get those extra bonus points. But also, when you're the leader, you're kind of the sitting duck because if you pit, you know that he's trying to beat you. So he's not going to do the same thing that you do. And if you don't pit and he does, then you're still behind the 8 ball. So I do respect that you had to run the race that you had to run. You had to do what you thought was best. And I mean, you got right back up to him. You were the one able to pass everybody and get right back up there. And you did everything but lay a bumper to him on those last couple of restarts. So a great drive for you, not only tonight, but all season long.
Like I said, I mean, if I think that could have worked out a ton better if we would have got another caution somewhere in that long run. Like me, along with probably the majority of the field that was running, probably didn't expect that to go green almost to the end there. Just because we were having a caution every 6, 7, 8 laps for a good 45 laps of that race. So I was of the opinion or the thought process that we were going to get another caution in the next 10 to 15 laps, and I would kind of leapfrog. Maybe a couple other guys would stay out, and it would build a little bit of a buffer between him and me, and give me a little bit of a track position advantage. But it never happened, and if I would have known it would have gone green, I probably would have been a little more aggressive on the fresh tires, try and get around people a little quicker. By about lap 70, I'm like, oh, dang, this has the potential to go to the end. I better get on it now. And I basically used up all my stuff by the time we got that caution. So it is what it is. It was definitely an amazing battle with Ryan the whole season. He just was a little bit better than me and the rest of the field, and I'm fine admitting that. I mean, he ended up I think he won 4 or 5 races. I couldn't even win a race. So usually people who win the most races end up winning the championship. It was just I almost pulled off the Ryan Newman scenario there.
Yeah, he almost got the upset for sure. But, man, you used consistency to your advantage. You were up front each and every week. We talked about you so much. You were a great contender out here in this series, and we want to thank you for coming out here and being a part of this. And we want to give you the opportunity to give any shout-outs, give any thanks of your own.
It was just a ton of fun. First off, I can't remember if I said it or not. I should have said it first, but congratulations to Ryan Matthews on the championship. Running an amazing season. Thank you to Vidane and you guys in the booth for broadcasting, helping to put the series on. I know we were partnered with New Smyrna earlier in the season, so thank you for that part of the season. And obviously, we ended up at USA, so it is what it is. It was fine. It was fun racing at 2 different tracks. Also got to thank Edgewater Screens, Russell Bonanza, Rowdy's Dipping Services, Cage Gauge, AWS Roofing, Shed Life Shed Movers, Sunshine State Racing, James Adams Pressure Washing, and Fraser Lawn Care and Landscaping, all the series sponsors, because obviously that Ryan first. Best of some of these drivers, especially Ryan, trying to race for a big purse of money. And also got to thank RPM Motorsports, run champ karts with them, and then also the Northern Senior Champ Kart Series, and trying to think of anything else. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I think I listed off a bunch of people and a bunch of names there, but a lot goes into racing, obviously, everyone knows, so just trying to cover all my bases, and yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yes, it was, Ryan. Thank you so very much. Ryan Borges coming home second in the race and second in the points. And now I believe we've caught up with our champion.
Yep, just a few seconds away from catching up with Ryan Matthews. But, man, Ryan Borges, that interview right there is why I'm very excited to be able to try and usher in a deal to put Ryan Borges into one of the Renner Race Car street stocks there at Stafford Motor Speedway, as he is a Massachusetts resident, so it's not that far away, man. Very, very young kid, very talented behind the steering wheel, runs karts in real life, and just beats the ever-loving snot out of the competition here on the iRacing, and he'll do it with a smile on his face as he thanks all of his sponsors and his followers. So really excited to see what the season unfolds at here for Stafford Motor Speedway. I know we got to work out some scheduling conflicts with the COVID-19 just getting started here this Friday. But, man, with that being said, Chip is here. Ryan Matthews wins the race, does everything he possibly needs to, leads the most laps, leads a lap, wins the race, with the second place in points right behind him, finishing second. Ryan Matthews, fantastic win. Congratulations, and congratulations on being the World E-Series champion.
Yeah, it's been an honor being able to be a part of the series VidaneTV and Edgewater Screens have put on. Over the last 9 weeks, the series has taught me a lot about racing and the racing community. And, there's a lot of drama. You make a lot of friends, a lot of enemies. But it was awesome being able to be a part. I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be kind of like a Florida league, but I appreciate y'all letting me and Ryan and Nicholas Noggle as well run. I'm pretty sure we're like the only drivers not from Florida. So, but for me personally, I get way more nervous on iRacing than I would ever get in real life, and I'm pretty sure a lot of sim racers and real life drivers can relate to that. But I came into this race having the mentality that no matter where I finished tonight, it was one heck of a ride, and I enjoyed every part of it. For the most part, at least, I've had my ups and downs from going to win 3 in a row early on to finishing outside the top 5, top 10 for a few races. So it is definitely a exciting season. I've got to thank Wes, Paul, and Ryan up in the broadcast booth. I got to give a few shout outs to a few drivers in this league. Ryan Borgs, he's one of the best competitors I've ever had in real life and sim racing, and you can't say enough about that dude. He is one of the most clean drivers out there, and like y'all saw the last few laps, even when it comes down to it, he won't do anything dirty. So I just got to give a big shout out to him. And we actually have a backup legend car driver, or a backup legend car, and my dad texted me and was thinking about offering him an opportunity in that down here in Virginia. So I'll have to talk to him about that after the race or after this interview. As well as Dodge Colbert. He's an awesome dude. One of the best friends I ever have had on iRacing, and looking for maybe I can make a trip down there to Florida and meet all y'all guys down there and hopefully hang out and have a good time. But like I said, I just got to thank Edgewater Screens and Russell for being the main sponsor of the series. All of y'all for broadcasting, putting it on. All my sponsors, S&M Auto Service, Carbon Racing Solutions, Pendleton Forest Products, Denise Matthews Real Estate, and James River Nurseries. It's always a good time when you get to represent your real life sponsors on the iRacing service.
For sure, man, and man, it's so cool, and I can definitely relate because I myself, I've only got 3 or 4 starts in a NASCAR Wheel and All American Series, but man, it's an absolute blast, and you nailed it right on the head. You get more nervous in the iRacing deal than you do in the real life deal, because real life deal, you know what you've got underneath you, and you can pretty much tell how the evening's going to go. With iRacing, it's a little bit different because everybody's kind of on the same machinery and everything like that. But man, if you're in Virginia, you're not too far from Connecticut. You should come up for the fall final here at Stafford Speedway. We can maybe get you to shake down one of the Rental Race Car street stocks and have a couple of daddy sodas after the fact.
Yeah, I'm too young for that, but
oh, fair enough. Never mind. The views on all that stuff at VidaneTV, legal stuff. Forget about it. We'll get that in post edit for sure.
I won't tell my dad.
Fair enough.
Yeah, for sure. I'd be interested in coming up there and racing with the Northern boys. They have some good competition up there, so we'll just have to plan everything out. Our season's pretty packed, but maybe we can find an open weekend and go up there.
Yeah, and absolutely, and I do want to make mention to you, man. We're working on an invitational. We're going to start with a single invitational race and see how it goes, and we may turn it into a series here at VidaneTV. But definitely want to extend the olive branch. Well, not the olive branch, but the invitation to you. We definitely want to see you in that race. Ryan Borgs as well, and Nick Noggle. He runs here the World E-Series. He runs a lot of Tim's Corner Motorsports events as well. So working on the details. I started putting together kind of a format here. Essentially, it'll be a week-long ordeal with essentially an entire evening of racing that looking forward to. Not sure if we're going to do it during the actual racing season, as everybody's starting to slowly make their way back to the racetrack, but may very well just keep promoting it and get it done in the fall winter events. But man, Ryan, congratulations. You won the race, you led the most laps, and you came home with the championship. Just want to give you one last opportunity. Any friends, family, sponsors, anybody you want to thank, the floor is all yours.
Yeah, like I said earlier, I just got to thank all my real life sponsors. You know, it's always good representing them on the service and try and get as much exposure. Even though, you know, a lot of my sponsors are local businesses, it's always good. And like I said, I have an extra legend car, so probably hit up Ryan after this interview and talk it out with him and see what he thinks about it. And just got to thank y'all for putting this on.
Absolutely, our pleasure. And man, I just want to thank you again because you know, when we and Wes started this whole deal back in early March, we just wanted to entertain the masses. We knew we weren't going to be going racing right off the rip with the COVID-19 stuff, and you guys, man, you put on a hell of a show here for us. We got a lot of people that kind of stick on around because of this series. They check out everything else we do on VidaneTV, and Ryan Stevens teases me all the time. He's, when the hell do you sleep? Well, I don't. So we've been running these broadcast races 6-7 nights a week, and we're going to be taking a little bit of time off, a couple weeks here, just to kind of regather everything. But man, congratulations. There's going to be some money coming your way, and you know, it's cool to see. You won like 6 races this season. Definitely Mr. Consistency all the way through, and it's cool to see that you won a lot of different in a lot of different style cars too. So, congratulations, my man. Soak it all in. You know, watch the replay back. There was some fantastic racing between you and the 33 of Ryan Borgs, and man, just soak it in. That's the best advice I can give to you, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Awesome, and that was tonight's winner and champion, Ryan Matthews. Ryan Stevens, holy cow, what a race.
Yeah, what a race it was, and how fitting for it to come down to our 2 title chasers, 1 and 2 on those last couple of restarts, dueling it out, and Ryan Matthews did it without pitting. It's pretty incredible. Made the fuel last, made everything work, and did exactly what he had to do. He knew that it was not going to be easy for him tonight. Even though he kind of cruised through the first half of the season, they caught up to him in the second half, but he proved that no matter what we threw at him, no matter what changes were made, he was not to be outdone. And here he is doing his burnouts as your race winner and champion here, the World Series of eRacing, brought to you by Edgewater Screen, your champion, Ryan Matthews. I'm sure this will not be the last year of Ryan Matthews here on VidaneTV.
For sure, and man, just a great series all the way around. Just trying to check back and see if Wes is back. I don't believe he is. Had to step away for just a moment, but man, just great racing all the way through the season. You alluded to it earlier on. We had some hiccups, we had some problems early on, but we got those problems behind us, and we were really able to entertain the masses. So, just kind of want to grab your last thoughts here, Ryan, on the season overall.
Well, listen, this was a lot of fun. I've enjoyed doing this the last few Wednesdays and on Mondays as well, and it's been fun learning about some of these drivers that kind of out of towners for me, and being able to inform some of our Florida viewers and viewers outside of Florida about some of the great racers we have in Florida. This has been a great way to bring attention to Florida racing and all racing, as we've all dealt with the hardships of COVID-19 and everything else going on. This has been a great way to just provide entertainment to those of us just sitting on our couches on a Wednesday night, tired of the same old reruns, tired of watching the news. This has been a great escape, and it's been great to see these drivers do their thing, whether it's, well, I guess I should say, even though it's simulation racing, they've been a blast to watch. These races have been good. And like you mentioned, we had some hiccups, but every racing series has hiccups. Mm-hmm. Every series has good nights. They have bad nights. They have drivers that lose their cool and have things happen. But you power through. You never quit. You never give up. And you just keep doing it because you love to do it. And these drivers that joined us tonight and all throughout the season, they've been with us because they've love putting on a show. They're entertainers at heart, and that's exactly what we saw. I want to thank all of our viewers who tuned in, whether you tuned in for one race or all of them. We thank you. And VidaneTV, we thank you guys for doing what you do to provide us with this entertainment and to give me a chance to stay warm. As I've been able to get back to the real track, and I feel like I never missed a beat. So I'm very appreciative of all of our fans, our racers, our crew members, our families, and you guys at VidaneTV for letting us do this. We had a great time. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and who knows what's around the corner.
Yeah, man, absolutely, and the feeling is absolutely mutual, Ryan. Because I can tell you, even I do the whole production thing, but I'm listening to every word that you and Wes said, and throughout the past 8-9 weeks that we've had these series going on, and I can really say I've learned a lot about racing, learned a lot about commentary, and learned a lot about a lot of these Florida boys that do some racing here. And apparently, you guys race all year long, and I'm usually down in Florida for December, and I keep hearing that Speed Weeks is one hell of a party from you guys, and as well as the Tim's Corner Motorsports guys. So,
Yeah, if you can get down here for at least a night or two of the World Series, even if you head to the dirt track for a couple nights, I'm not going to blame you there. I know Volusia, our good friends over there, they put on some great racing. Racing in February in Florida is like the pinnacle of short track racing. So, hell, if you ever find yourself just down here and you're needing something to do, you know where I'll be on Saturday nights. You're more than welcome to come on by and enjoy some great racing.
Yeah, man, for sure. And I keep hearing about these spectator drags that Wes takes to.
I know. We got to figure out when we're going to do those. Everything's been all the extracurricular stuff has been kind of put on the back burner for the time being, but hopefully we'll get we'll get those on the schedule. And man, see you and Wes out there, and that'd be something else.
Yeah, I think my Bud Light Blue Tundra could take that little Camaro of his, but don't tell him I said that.
I will. Hey, if you roughed him up a little bit, the fans would love you for it.
Oh, I'll bamp him till his bamper falls off. But Ryan, thanks again, man. So cool to have an actual racetrack announcer announcing here on VidaneTV, man. When we started this deal, I had no idea how big it was going to get. And again, I just want to thank all the fans. Ryan already did all that, but I'm going to thank you guys again. You guys are fantastic, and you're the reason we do this. We can take a look at any of our replays, look at the viewer numbers, and they don't lie. You guys, you keep coming back, and if you keep coming back, we're going to keep providing you with content. We got just want to thank everybody on Facebook Live. Do the like, subscribe, share, all that social media stuff, especially over on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. And over on Twitch as well. Going to be trying to revamp the Twitch account just a little bit. Twitch.tv/VidaneRacingTV. So be sure to give that a quick little follow as well. But man, oh man, great season here at Vidane TV for the World E Series of Racing. And I'm floored. Some amazing sponsors that came on board, Edgewater Screens, and everybody that jumped on board. There's too many to list at this point, but they are all listed on our website over at VidaneTV, or Vidane.net rather, over on the website, where you're actually going to be able to get the updated point standings, the final point standings, where before this race, we had over 70 drivers. 70 different unique drivers that started at least one race. And I believe we had a couple of cats in here that raced for the first time here tonight. So pretty damn cool to see that. And just taking a look at the upcoming events here on VidaneTV. A little on the thin side for VidaneTV. We've got the Tim's Corner Motorsports All-Star Showcase tomorrow night. That's going to be the third championship this week that we crown. Excuse me. Tim Terry's been putting on the special events there for Tim's Corner Motorsports all throughout the COVID-19 nonsense, and no points or anything like that, but essentially anytime you win one of the Tim's Corner Motorsports event, you get put into the All-Star Showcase. And I believe there's upwards of 30 drivers that have won at least a race that have qualified themselves into that main event tomorrow night. So you definitely don't want to miss that tomorrow at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern. And as far as the schedule goes, pretty wide open after that. Kind of wrapped up a bunch of leagues here in the past couple of weeks, so we don't have any weekly racing series booked. We are still taking bookings, but we are also going to be taking a week or two off just to kind of recharge just a little bit. We're going to revamp some of the graphics that we've got, and I've got some equipment upgrades that I'd like to get done here too to make sure that we get the absolute best product out to you in your living room. So You can see there right at the bottom of your screen the VidaneTV Invitational. Gonna have a couple of those coming up here soon. We may hold off until fall, winter. Once racing's kind of winds itself back down, we may very well jump in a couple of pickup races. But we're gonna be doing a short track invitational. Gonna be a week-long event, and I started working on the format on that earlier on today, and I'm really excited about it. We're going to be looking for some sponsors and some league involvement here from all of the leagues that run on VidaneTV. We're going to be doing a Super Speedway Challenge for sure. Tim Terry from Tim's Corner Motorsports ran a Super Speedway SummerSlam last Sunday, and unfortunately half of Canada had some internet connection issues, so most of the field dropped out halfway through the race, so he wants to kind of do another super speedway event, and I think it'd be cool if we got a bunch of leagues involved in that. And that being said, we're going to be doing some sort of team event as well. Going to be kind of an eRock team style event, but details will definitely be posted on our Facebook page. But I think that's going to wrap it up here tonight, Ryan. Doesn't seem like Wes is going to be able to make it back, so I know Wes was very excited, and he's very, very happy with how the series turned out. And from everybody here at VidaneTV, everybody, all of our sponsors, all of our drivers, all of our fans, absolutely cool to be able to run these 8-9 weeks here. And it's not the end. It's not goodbye. It's just kind of see you later for now. We're going to be working on some cool stuff in the background, and definitely going to be running some weekly series here in the near future. But for now, we're going to kind of dust everything off, throw a cover on it if you will, put it back up in the production truck, and we will catch you on the flip side. And when we do, here on VidaneTV, we're going to be doing it live. Thank you guys so much for coming out here tonight and supporting us all season long here for the World E-Series of Racing. And we will catch you soon.